Hey, Internet, that backing got messed up already, yippee. We are finishing reading Master's Tales. We are pretty far already at it. I'm quite sure what we do afterwards. Depends on how the time goes. But, yeah, we have seen the theme of everybody becoming a Sancta. Then we stopped the theme, and now we're gonna destroy the server of all of the Tavano or something. No more Minecraft for them. I think we did interpretation before, right? Figures of London. E. And then it is time for the after. Kinda hyped to see where this actually goes. I feel like, you know, the renovations so far were not anything that surprising, but I'm sure we'll get there. Can only provide first aid right now. And then, unrestrained usage of luminescent original masters irreparably damage the optic nerves. Oh no, he will be the blind one from now on. I do not have the ability to heal these injuries. Once conditions allow for it, we need medical treatment. Oh, excuse me, for sensors. It's just the Pope doing all his simulations, okay, how... Why is my stream already dying? Oh. That's not good. Does anybody use... Is anything using my network right now? Yes. What the fuck do you mean the gaming service? What the hell are you doing, Windows? Did that help? I swear to God. What is it? What did it try to update or something? It's doing it again. What? That's not gonna end well from... What the fuck is... I fucking love Windows. I don't even know what the hell it is trying to update right now. What is it downloading? Why is it downloading? Imagine being able to use your PC however you want. Can I... The annoying part is this... I hope it's just a small download or something, since I cannot stop it. Well, I guess I will cope. Ah, okay. Yep. Follow me, Arturia. Federico does not receive a response. Ever since he caught up with her outside the Shrine of Nurtury, she has been exceedingly cooperative. But now, the black-haired Sancta stands several steps behind him, gracefully throwing her bow across the shadow strings, with no intention of following him. I really do intend to escape this time, Fady. I'm in a third, and you are alone. There's no better opportunity than this, is there? You've arrived at the door to the truth, Arturia. You know that your actions lack meaning. Truth? Meaning? I don't need those things, I need freedom. Perhaps. You really are the best of the executors. A walking law book. The first seen from outside the ranks of Pope. Truly worthy of the codename Executor. Your rationality, your callousness, even the doubts you hold about these two traits of yours are all in service to the continuation of the law. If that is what the Holy City itself is, maybe you are the only one who can understand him. As for you, Senya Antim, you'll have to forgive me. It was not a part of my plan, but when you were using your arts earlier, I inadvertently touched upon the whispers of your heart. It is complex, more complex than those of many people I know, but not particularly unusual. So you just have a lot of built-up guilt. An overly inflexible melody leads them to all become adaptations or repetitions of the same tune. They say, your beginning and your end both lie in a Terrano. That's not ominous, but you may find yourself alone at that point. Ah, I beg your pardon if you have taken offense. Arturia, this offense you speak of, was it not a chance for me to perform a different sort of confession? As for those last words of yours, would rather treat them as a blessing. They sent us proof that I have reached the end. Man, come on, you know, you cannot just say that. You need to first become an operator. Oh, what an interesting answer. Arturia turns away. Not everyone is so obsessed with the truth and meaning behind Lanterano. At the very least, I'm not that interested. I got a little peek at him just now. Behind the door lies a machine, right? Yes. Well, she doesn't care about machines. There's no emotions to get from it, I guess. In that case, the answer's bound to be boring. Think back to our time in Zwillingstürme, Fedi. A calamity of similar scale struck the city, and in the chaos, people lost their way or struggled and raged. At this very moment, there are millions of hearts in Otavano that demand appreciation. You just need to give everyone a hug. How hard could this be? We turn away now, Arturia. It means you will have to face our enemies in this maze alone. She got this. You need someone to lure them away, don't you? Your pattern firearm is lost. You have no way to defend yourself. There's a cello, right? Perhaps I can find a way to turn them into my audience. Don't worry about me, Fede. Veteran did designate me a dangerous element. Situation assessment, high risk. Probability of survival, low. Executor's decision. You may leave. Oof. Huh. I'm a so nobody, you two. You don't plan on leaving yourselves. No need to see me off. Well then, farewell, my beloved little flatter. I mean, she's not gonna die here either. She's far too important, right? Why that pontificating just to say you want us to go help the courier? Full marks for listening comprehension? No way. It's not our responsibility, Mostema. All of the people here were kicked out of La Taverna by the courier in the first place. Maybe it was because they fell, or because of apathy. As for the other half, they chose to leave La Taverna, but out of despair or doubt. Not that it really matters. Then why come back now? Because our heroes started acting weird and faking. It's just so hard to understand. We are not a part of La Taverna anymore. Alini even. Doesn't matter if you chose to leave, or if you were forced to. We all cut our connections with the city. But even after all these years, the change will still affect us, and it just never stop. So pistols to me. Damn that stupid Halo. Damn it. I mean, I guess you could just start learning to live out with the Halo, right? I guess it does sound kind of painful while you actually fall, right? It always sounds like they kinda going through a rough psychological time. Sounds like there's no way to resolve all of your complaints. Even if we got Avinator Hall executed out here. That's why we came back to settle things. Did I tell you to save anything? What? My sub-story is that I fell during an accident in the line of duty. After that I became a legatus, mostly so I didn't have to steal La Taverna all the time. I'm 100% alienist too. There's no one else who understands you better right now, Amici. Maybe the glitchy halos got you seeing La Taverna in an extra bad light, spurring you to come back. If you come back out of fate, or pain, or despair, then you'd best come with me to block that possession. Because the people who caused that hate, that pain, that despair, they're in that crowd over there. Go ahead, use bullets, explosives, whatever. Get your revenge however you like. Just make sure to give them a hard time. You all talk, Mostema. But you found me out. Something's gotta be done. Besides, you're already here, aren't you? You know? Yeah, no, might as well die for your country if you're around the corner. Hey, Rita. Yes? Keep going down this alley, and find an empty house to hole up in. It's not a good idea for a lone nun and a bunch of kids to run around the place. This place is a decent distance from where the possession's headed. Monsters probably won't come running here. Are you and your friends also going to help save La Taverna, Pacia? Us Pathfinders aren't that noble. But our leader's chosen to wade into the depths of this disaster. We can't exactly sit back and watch, can we? He told us the place he was going wasn't suited for numbers, so we'll do what we can out here. As for you, sister, we'll protect the children, no matter if they are from La Taverna or Bolivar. I don't think those are players, but sure, game. These freaks started chittering like mad the moment the tower's big bell stopped ringing. It's pissing me off. I don't care what your sales pitch is. I don't want a stupid Halo. Well, I swear, these fakes just keep coming and coming. We've got 3 seconds to get out of there, Fiammetta. 3 seconds? Hey, how am I? Well, she got this, or something. Who saved her? How was that? Got you in the nick of time. Do you think everyone can go as fast as you or something? Yeah, that's why she princess carried you or something. That's what I'm gonna imagine. Never mind. The situation up ahead's a complete mess. Even the Tower of Revelation spell has gone silent. We've lost Parcos Ecclesia. We'll be in Parcos Mecalion soon. If that monster can flatten one of our barricades with a single stomp, I don't think Notorious Hall's defenses will be much use. Blocking them's no good. Can use more destructive methods. We might not be able to slow them down at all. Agreed. So, where's your reinforcements? There are they. Let's get moving, Amishi. I'm sure you've all been to Mechanion before. Might have been for the firearms workshop. Might have been for the Notorial Hall. Last thing many of you fallen angels did before getting kicked out of La Taverna was probably handing over your guardian gun to the authorities. Feels kinda rude that you... Man, you know, if I get thrown out of La Taverna, I'm gonna fucking keep my gun, okay? Then you would have seen those gun-toting statues around the doors of every workshop. Come to think of it, Notorial Hall's got a pair of cannons at theirs. Wait, you don't have the right permissions to get those statues to fire. Huh. I guess it makes sense that they are also used as defenses turrets. That's something for Lemon to solve. Alright, get those statues knocked over and their guns pointed at the street. Let's make up for all those gunshots we haven't heard over the years. Holy smokes, your skin can stop bullets? Talk about thick-skinned. Man, an entire body didn't even scratch you. Last time I felt like this, I was gaming with the boss. He went around back and cranked the difficulty up to max. Couldn't clear it even after spending all night on it. Sure was discouraging. Discouraging? Hardly. What I see is that your attitude and emotions are unaffected by the shattering of your halo. Stand atop my shoulder, child. From the Tower of Revelations to the Notorial Hall in Parkus Mechanion, every lamp along the road has lit up. Our newborn comrades are bringing light to the city, little by little. Yeah, but I think they are not interested in your light. Like our journey countless eons ago. For the sake of true paradise, we crossed treacherous ravines and traversed barren wastes, searching for the slumbering silver mounds. The only difference is that this time we are certain he is there. Who's he? Salvations are invited by endpoint, but Havano shall never fall into night. To move onwards is the only choice the city has now. Yet you still wish to resist an entire possession, entire race, an entire city by yourself? Yeah, and her friends. I finally get to hear life's most relaxing sound. Yeah, nothing relaxes me more than just hearing some gunshots in the neighborhood. Now, this is La Taverna. See, if I really am on my own, then where did the explosion come from? I might not know who I'm fighting alongside, but I leave the monster hunting to them. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna keep you company the whole way through. What exactly is Calamity? What exactly is the future? Where exactly have you decided what you're doing is salvation? Or the only choice? Just some analytics. Going to help her? No need. She's just dealing with a stubborn child. We're stopping the possession from advancing. Mostima and Fiammetta have banded together with a group of fresh returnees. As for Andel and Federico, we don't know where they or their group are. Fear. Once more must I stand against those I hold dear. Life is such a fickle thing. Prevent Patterson? Just focus on your own work, Valif. Why is he so on board actually with the nurturing hall, basically, and everything with it? I've managed to build a rapport with the enlightened creatures. I've shown them our route. Empathy's become stronger and more distinct. Almost like it's not even empathy anymore. It's almost like we're just becoming a hive mind. If it is the matriarch, no, the saint said, then this is what empathy should really be. Which means what she showed us before was true. Calamity really does exist, and only through these extreme methods can Atavano be saved. But right now, the team has collapsed after all. This chaos is only temporary. Continue onwards. We can no longer be stopped. We must ensure the Saint reaches the Basilica. That way, she can continue with the nativity after it was so rudely interrupted. We still have time to make an even better Atavano. Better's relative, huh? To take care of everything that stands in our way. Bzzz. What is it? It's been a while, you old bastard. I best stop right there. I have your foot in my sights. A while indeed, Aurida. In the deepest depths of the Basilica, at the end of the labyrinth, the final door opens wide for Daviko and Anduin. It's time to get into the Matrix. Behind the door, a cold machine, shaped like the wing, sits in the dead center of a platform. A strange red glare seeps out of its innards, sweeping across every inch of the room, accompanied by an audible buzzing. Sure signs of calculation. Have we just tried unplugging this machine? Your Holiness? Well, he was just sitting here around all the time. Beneath the platform, the old man stands in silence. His sense of his eyes shut tight, his hopes covered in a thick layer of dust. There's no reaction as the pair approach, or the slightest hint of movement from him, as if he were an unseeing, unhearing rock. But his cracked, peeling lips still quiver. He mumbles to himself, but cannot utter a single sound. Is he basically empathizing with the machine? Or... The sitting Pope, Evangelista XI, stands silently before God. Dear signs of aphasia and neurodegeneration, preliminary judgment, Soren's body and mind are on the brink of collapse. Well, time to save him then. But the team covering the city has crumbled. Why is he not awake? Maybe he came for the same reason we did. Just hasn't found the answer he's looking for yet. Interactive Simulation 31 failed. My emergency response mechanism expired. Retrieving suitable list of names. Evangelista 11's expanded. VIP. Federica Cialo, Anduin Agafangalos, signal stable. Judgment, able to assist in bringing the transfiguration to completion. I'm not sure they will assist you though. Suitable. Does it have something to do with your title of saint? But why me then? Suitable candidates are particular individuals situated on the edge of the calculation model. Required samples for participation in interactive simulation to verify model integrity. Okay, but why would they wanna? His Holiness discussed my sainthood with me several times, but he never elaborated on the details. Perhaps he was also unsure as to what the true duties of a saint are. What if the law sees us as suitable candidates, trusting us with a specific duty, and saint or not, we are now responsible for it? That's one way to look at it, I guess. The active simulation authorization released. Bottom level data vision authorization released. PCS authorization released. Permission to enter granted. Federica Cialo, Anton Agafangalos, that is such a last name, man. PCS will synchronize unnecessary prerequisite information with you. Now, approach. I wonder, is the doctor gonna stop it then? I mean, you know, Bold Silence is also still kinda here. Machine's voice echoes around the room. It is steady, unwavering, untarnished by emotion or gender. Yet, it still contains an indescribable sense of might and authority. Man, God confirmed, not a man nor a woman, just machine. Now that I've come this far, do I still seek answers from him? Maybe he seeks answers from us, since we are particular individuals, his samples. Station assessment unknown. Risk assessment unknown. Executor's decision. B-ball, baby! Two Sanctus walked side by side, Evangelista the 11th, toward the cold machine, toward two shining ports. Honestly, I'm not sure I would plug myself into the Matrix. It seems very spooky. There's no complicated ceremony, no tedious process to undergo, just one tentacle cable snatching the back of your neck and you are in. Federico looks at the fidget information port. All it takes is a flicker of his halo to reveal an infinity of sites. Halos can transfer this much information this quickly. Man, they had fiber all this time. Neither medical text nor ancient scripture have ever described this phenomenon. From antiquity, healers have only ever transferred simple emotions to the process we call empathy. I guess you just had a very crude version, huh? Why is that? Interaction target information handling capacity insufficient. The interaction information conversation required. Yippee, we're getting some more lore, thank you. Performing information conversation. That is such word. Performing information conversation during interaction may cause damage to information processor of interaction target, leading to temporary and/or permanent disability. Man, that is peak forbidden knowledge, huh? And then Agathangalos is currently in this condition. Pedrito looks to his side, and in a slump to the floor in dismay, his eyes clouded. White rivulets of blood frame his features in a varying manner. For a moment he struggles to lift his head, once more pointing his halo at the port. Once more he feebly hangs his head. And then, according to this machine, or rather, the lore, I cannot handle any further information, but he is here for the truth. The prior use of Witcher has already had an adverse effect on your body. You have to stop attempting to access the machine immediately, or you cause permanent damage to yourself. But look at him, edgy with blood just leaking out of his eye holes. More information? No. I still haven't seen anything. I still don't know anything. But it should not be. Why? These past 10 years, all the suffering, all these sins, was all just to meet with the silent god. I can't stop here, Federico. Once more, Antonakavara stubbornly raises his halo towards the machine. It's the baby. The child. Is it another dream? It's not. The law would not construct a dreamscape for you alone. Federico chose to communicate with the law in its own language, but you cannot understand it, nor are you willing to accept such an impersonal tongue. It is you who, word by word, line by line, translate this language into what we see now. If this is not a dream, then why are you still alive? Because you wanted me to live, nurturer. I set off that bomb myself. You were there. Yeah, and it was in your arms. And only did you want me to live, you had great expectations of me. You hoped I would live a happy life. I mean, he is kinda your dad or something. You hoped I would break through the dome of the Shrine of Nurtury, that I would fly up and touch the sky. How do those things actually fly? It doesn't really look like you have wings, you know? You hoped to see my feathers shine in the sunlight, to see my talons clasp frolicking moss beasts. You looked up at the tallest trees in terror on the city, didn't you? You thought that since I'm an arbor beast, would much rather climb a wild weed than comfort belts. I did, atop the mountains of Sami and amidst the forests of Bolivar. There quaint we straight out of legend, stouter than the Tower of Revelations, taller than the Basilica. I really did think about pinging you to see them on the net. I saw the other beasts up in the canopy, flying out to the sun. I wanted to see you cry out in carefree joy, just like them. Where did things go wrong from there? When did you stop treating me as a real life? You know, don't you? The funeral. My mother's funeral. No matter. Come with me. This time you shall leave behind no regrets. What do you mean? Is the funeral still going on? I mean, this is your dream, kinda, right? So, the funeral shall never end. He is unresponsive. Is he suffering from the same condition as the Pope? Negative. And then, Gavin Gallos is still suitable and is currently pre-processing information. Federico Giallo, the requisite information synchronization complete. Now assist in bringing the transfiguration to completion. Federico has expressed doubt. Has he been shaken by past events? Has never once questioned the law. After all, saints implement the law, while executors enforce it. As it is right and good. Yeah, but you are a saint and an executor. You're judge, jury, and executor, baby. But now, facing the law itself, he feels only confusion. I still have doubts. The ultimate purpose of the law is to grant heroes to all organic and inorganic matter. This I know. But choosing the summit of nations as the method of achieving this. Is this the decree of the law? Was this also why they even did the first summit? Affirmative. It's far too inefficient, and its feasibility is questionable. Get all computed by Federico. The summit was meant to found a terror-wide religion, something unprecedented in the civilized history of this land. Their proposals, negotiations, and relations of miracles will be insufficient to achieve this. Not to mention that according to the information I just received, the moment the very first Sancta received their halos, they abandoned their TCAS mission without the slightest hesitation. My understanding of the halo is correct. Bestowing one on an individual is completely unrelated to their faith. It does sound like it. Summit of Nations, the Nativity, these may both be based on a necessary precondition. Must confirm what is the true nature of the halo, and what is the law, or rather, your self-designation of PCS. PCS, Personality and Cognition Synchronization System. Is it just to help with storing data in original or something like that? That confirms that my understanding is correct. Since the law is able to synchronize personalities and knowledge, why not simply synchronize everything directly? First, Circumstellar Habitable Zone Autonomous Technology Operation Convention. Synchronization or revision of personality or cognition must be initiated by the target accepting said synchronization or revision. You know what? Good law. Convention, a form of regulation. Is the law restricted by any other regulations? It's time for all the robotics laws or something. Who established this convention? What mechanism ensures it is followed? Ability to enforce this convention no longer exists. So, fuck the law. Machine will do whatever it wants. Regulation that nobody can enforce is pointless. A law unrestricted by this regulation should be able to ignore principles and break taboos. Which means I still require an answer. Why were halos used only for empathy before this? The answer I obtained earlier was that the majority of humans, rationally, unable to withstand the direct transmission of information via halo. Man. So clearly all the Sancta are superior because they're so smart. That's what I'm hearing. But using emotion as the vector of information transfer is even more vague and inefficient. but also being quite a burden on the receiver. I love Padexos coming in here. You ancient people, you kind of fucked up. Now let me thwart some equations. Is there a possibility that the issue isn't people lacking the ability to receive information, but rather... Ulrika pauses for a moment. But rather that emotion blocks the ability to process this information. With the law that regulates everyone in a system, a machine, why does he choose to retain humanity's emotions? Why retain our humanity? Been walking a very long time now. We've only just started. Normally a man would hope for this journey to be a little longer. But nothing's changing as we walk. Man, welcome to just being on a treadmill. Patience, you'll be seeing something familiar very soon. As if in response to the other beast's words, a shabby cart bearing a thin coffin shudders as it passes by the side of the road, the wind playing a mournful dirge as it blows across the coffin's lid. That coffin, I've seen it before. A sarcastic old hero was buried in it. I've told many people the story. I still remember that he gave up his life to save everyone in town. Even though before he did so, he was a dirty, filthy drunkard, spurned by all. He didn't stay in that village for very long. No one knew that whenever he drank, he would go about the house in turn, vomiting over the doors, all while never paying his debts. Even if he had bought the life savings of others, people would scream things like moron and lowlife at him. In his eyes, he was getting off lightly. When you told this story to the children, do you ever wonder why he so abruptly decided to do such a noble deed that night? A deed the likes of which he had never done before in his entire life. Guilt and regret, I guess? I never figured out why. Perhaps he had undergone an endless bout of inner struggle and self-questioning. Maybe it was the urge for a bit of goodwill he couldn't shake. All I know is that he didn't do it to be a hero. He died after all. Doesn't matter if we sing his praise, look at him with scorn, even forget about him. None of that changes anything about him anymore. Those only have meaning for the living. Ooh, good or bad, reputations beyond the care of the dead. But isn't the process of going to your death also a part of life? Yeah, I guess death is just a natural conclusion. That is what we work towards too. Those who do not fear death can do the most hideous things. During the most carefree of days, where's the man who will stop to examine himself? My eyes are fixated on a future filled with limitless possibility. But there will come a day that the fog of death ambushes him, a fog that cannot be thrown off no matter how he struggles. And there will come a day that he will, in exhaustion, accept the fact that the remainder of his time will be his journey to the afterlife. From that moment onwards, to live is to approach death. That rainy night, the dirty, filthy circus drunkard, when he saw that coffin atop the cart, the figure at the town gates, he realized he will die one day. He knew that was his one and only chance to approach death with some dignity. For him, it was not vanity, belief. Perhaps so, but there are always people who do not look towards the deaths. Are there? Not you, at the very least. Otherwise, you will not value a funeral so. Once told me in all earnestness that my mother gave the last of her strength to me. Who cared if she died with love in her heart? Went out of her way to arrange a funeral for her at the Ecclesia Requiem. Who cared if she received a proper burial? Even cared if you were feeling sad enough at your funeral. How could you not care about how you will face your own death? Maybe he's afraid of what his death will look like, right? I have my path to walk. I never thought about when death will come for me. Or I should greet it as I follow my path. Because you still believe your path has meaning. This is where you need to realize you were a fool all along. Muddled Pwee overcomes Zabobeast's shrill voice. A sinister monster, weaving sharp horns and claws, creeps along a faraway ridge atop a mountain. Behind it, several dozen monsters of similar physique jostle against each other, crawling as they do so, restlessly following behind the leader. This is that revelation. With the spiritual light, even the darkest sin can be cleansed. With pious heart, even the savage monster can wade out of the mud. They have no halos above their heads. They still walk towards a future where all can be saved. I must go. Must see what road they follow, and then do what? But you're about to go to the funeral with me, aren't you? You want to make up for past regrets. Right past wrongs. To look up at me as a truly alive once again. Give me the happy life I deserve. Is that not so? No comment. It is that the funeral will never end. It's just a momentary distraction. I must go. No need to explain yourself. But I will remember this. This is how you've always been. Always losing yourself in the search. Always eager to sacrifice. So go. Go see what you're searching for truly is. At the end of the Trail of Thorns, the Pathfinder stumbles his way towards Revelation. Okay, what will he learn from Zasheen's shiny light though? But time overtakes them. For his eyes, the pack of fearsome monsters sport halos and wings of light, like newborn beastlings dazzling in their brilliance. The pack leader no longer creeps along the ground, which sends her jet black skin peeling away, fluttering into the air like snowflakes. Every step she takes, her form becomes clearer, until Anton recognizes her from behind. It is a sight he can never forget. Kev? That's Kev? Why? Kev, a Latin name meaning hollow stone, or stone-bound law. How did he not know this, actually, considering he worked together with her? I assumed with a vision like this is how she actually made him follow or something like that. The first saint of Latavano, who named herself after her encounter with the law. However, this ancient name she gave herself has been buried deep within the annals of history, alongside her true face. So the future I worked so hard to find, the future where all are saved, was thus the past liberally buried, was thus the road we came in on. Always losing yourself in the search, always eager to sacrifice. I mean, you could also just speak clearer. Then all stop at sacrificing yourself. You sacrificed Lemon. You sacrificed Mastermind via matter. You sacrificed your brothers and sisters of the Pathfinders. You sacrificed me. And all this time, never you knew where this path paved with sacrifice led. All you had was blind faith. Tell me, Nurturer, do you want to save everyone, or do you think only of consoling yourself? I might be one part of consoling himself, like, if once he reaches the truth, all the sacrifices actually had meaning and reason, right? But if he never gets to it, then everything was in vain and he was just a bad guy. Similar tale to that sarcasm, Vanguard, isn't it? The so-called path is merely your one and only chance to approach death with some dignity. You think only of saving yourself. No matter, I can offer you even greater salvation. Look, arrived at the burial ground. That is not very buried, the mother for sure. But I guess we are in original place. However, this is not only my mother's funeral, and it's not only yours either. But it is the funeral of all things. Witness how things get absorbed by originum. This place is kinda scary, Doctor. No signs of life. Look at the figure ahead of you. Not too close, yet not too far away. It calmly records all the data worth recording wherever she goes. Occasionally she will stop somewhere, throwing her power without saying a word. Can you figure a way out, monster? I followed your guidance and checked a few potential places to slip away from. There are no-goes. This is different from the dream that machine made. Basically, we are trapped. Whip. Well, then we just wait till we get rescued by FedEx or something. The strange thing is, she doesn't seem like she'll do anything to us. Yeah, that's really not her goal. I guess it's just to stall us. Is it a possibility, Doctor, that she can't do anything to us? Do you see these ever-changing buildings around us? The city known as Otavano is currently experiencing traumatic upheaval. I know it might be news to you, but I'm aware of it. Traces of the damage it has taken will occasionally be mapped onto here. Changes in information reality should not be overriding data inside Originum. This plan still has flaws. Yeah, I guess you don't have your endless now if the outside still can actually affect the information. Well, I guess something to work on. So you never actually cared about the Sancta. I see there's still a great deal of misunderstanding between us, Sliver. I believe I can now answer your prior questions, the ones pertaining to the precious results you managed to obtain, alongside the shared vision pieced together by the countless many. Right now under my instruction, PCS is reaching its theoretical operational capacity. Now we just need to get more Sanctas to use as human processors. This means that it is able to include even more targets in the same language system, far beyond an army or a research team, but rather a multitude of races. With this, connections can be strengthened, barriers can be broken, differences can be eliminated. That's not such a bad thing, I guess, in a sense, but also kinda still horrendous, you know, overriding everyone's individuality. Not the Sancta, not for all life on Terra. Sounding like some kind of advocate for interracial harmony. I can deny that, though we would benefit as well, of course. It didn't calibrate PCS to churn out soldiers or scientists we can order about. Perhaps the plan would collapse at the slightest hint of true disaster. Oh, it did not. Okay. Originum is our only solution. And how is it gonna solve all our problems? Needlessly complex biological information will only serve to slow its progress, but PCS has the ability to unify the races into an integrated whole. It can merge the countless lives of Terra into a singular race, will pave the way for the expansion of Originum. And I guess we don't care what happens to all the other old races, as to whether this unified race can be considered Sancta. I don't particularly care. It seems PCS is rather set on this outcome, going so far as to autonomously perform many unnecessary inferences for it to come to pass. It should not have this degree of independence, perhaps a side effect of the sudden increase in throughput, or an abnormality caused by its long period of disuse. I mean, I guess PCS said itself that nobody's really there to stop it anymore, that is the authority, right? But if you have the chance, we can spend some time looking into it as a fun diversion. But not right now. I really don't think she's hiding anything, Doctor. Hiding? Rather than allowing you to fool around and take my samples, Sliver. I think it would be better if I showed you around personally, just like old times. Okay, then show me what you're planning. The woman reaches her hand out towards you. What's she thinking? She attacks the hand and turns to continue onwards. Not amused, ex-wife. None of this will stop, Eliva. Aren't you interested to see the ultimate outcome? Follow her. But how do we see the possession here, though? She knew you would follow her. Something's wrong, Doctor. We recorded the route we followed to come here. From the Shrine of Nurtury to the Tower of Revelations, then onto the Notorious Hall in Parcus Macallion. Means the Sunset Chapel is up ahead. Federico mentioned this route to me once during a chat. And then there's those unusual scenes of destructions around us. They keep being mapped onto here, which means the chaos at Ravana is still ongoing. They're fighting for their lives. Been walking alongside them in a whole different dimension. The moment you become cognizant of this, you see the stillness of the city begin to quake. Motion blossoms across the scene and stutter freeze frames. That must be so trippy. Battle, explosions, prayer, chanting. You see exorci. You see that hollowed monstrosity. You cannot tell if the scene has arisen because of your presence, or if she has designed to allow you to see it. You should be able to clear your thoughts this way in a safer manner. The place you seek is ahead, the location of PCS. But why are you actually now showing this to the Doctor? Serve the destination of the Sancta Pilgrims. The countdown has begun, Liber. Or maybe she's sure that this time it's too late to stop. Seriously? Not even time for a breather? Keep it quick, Fiammetta. I'll cover you while you're reloading. What's with the look? We fought together before. It's not easy to forget how you do things. Gracias. See, you don't even need Telos. Hey, Massima, might explain to me what the hell just happened? I was kicking Monster's ass when I stepped in one of these weird light puddles in accident and... The light. My boots spouted out of nowhere. The holy shoe, let's go. It's one of the Shrine of Nurtury's projections. You don't feel like being turned into stuff your brain can't even possess, then stay away from it. How are we supposed to do that? Just don't go into the light, it's that simple. It's spreading way too quick. It will kick us out of Parcus St. Marshall before the pack of monsters even gets here. None of us can stick around to play defense at that point. We stuffed a big pipe organ in the Sunset Chapel full of explosives. Let's go, now that is Lotterman way. I'll find some Lefanian and add some self-igniting enchantment on top of it. Even if nobody's around, we'll just still be able to blow these freaks to Kingdom Come. The one they used to play the dirge for the citywide memorial service? That's the one? Sweet. It's not to listen to hundreds of years of prayers and sobbing. So we play it something for a bit more pep. Let's get out of here, Pasha. Our spent shells have started getting halos. I love everything being Sancta. Tower of Revelations in Parcus Ecclesia and the Notorious Hall in Parcus Macallion have been lost. The Sunset Chapel in Parcus St. Marshall is the last stop before they reach the Basilica. If your bombs don't stop them, then we really are screwed. If Federica and Antoine were right, Possession really is headed for the Basilica. I think it's too early to throw in the towel. Been a Legatus for a long time now, so I've got experience of getting places quickly. We can stop them from rushing right over, then... Don't just remove the destination. Yeah, you just bomb the Basilica. Look, Mossima, there's a big difference between blowing up a pipe organ and incinerating the entire Basilica, is there? Hey, if Boots and Sancta can both have halos, I don't think there's that big a difference between the organ and the Basilica. Fine, you're right. Since we can't block or kill that giant monster, we can at least think of a way to make the road not exist anymore. We'll never be able to reach our destination. Sure we're talking about the same thing here? Let's go. Withdraw to the plaza in front of the Basilica. We're just gonna destroy all of Latavano. I guess... First, her grandfather needs to confront... Oh, I forgot her name. Other Gun Knight, and then probably also confront Fiammetta, right? I feel like they gotta include something like that. What's wrong, Bomia? Stop crying! You're giving me a headache. Don't be like that, Hugo. Why do you need to take care of these crybabies, sister? I mean, Latavano, this place isn't anything like what Aurelia said. That's her name. Not as nice, right? Yeah! I think so too. So we should be glad we came to see for ourselves. Otherwise, how would we have known Aurelia lied to us? I'm not sure she really lied to you. That's also not fair to say. We were rather lucky this time, weren't we? Once Aurelia comes back, we should give her a good talking to. Right, sister? Let's continue with the story, children. I'm scared. We need to be afraid. Listen. You can still hear the bells, right? Bells of the Holy City will protect us. But those sounds are so loud and scare me. Hugo, Giselle, we hear them as well. Hey, Musty. So, you are into armpits. Is that what I'm learning today? But how are you doing? Did you have a nice day? Where did I put my twink? This would be 522 to restore, right? Everything's falling apart. Is it? Oh, I normally stared in the bottle at the other end of the room. I guess I will take a break soonish, then I can get it. But yeah, how are you doing? Wilda gathers the children to her side as best as she can. She takes note of the fear twisting the faces of the Sancta children, the halos flickering like mad. I'm good, extreme productive today. Let's go. Are you working more on your video then? Is it empathy? The monster's empathy, Possession's empathy, entire city's worth of empathy. It's so far away, and yet I had like 15 seconds of a video and it took only an hour to do. Honestly, those are baller videos. I hope it's fun. I honestly, that's how it sometimes goes. You're so far away, and yet. Hey, Iman. How are you doing? How is your day? All Nuida can do is stay silent. She's no Sancta. What she's dealing with was not a gang of Singer's mercenaries. The complex and mysterious knowledge floating around in her mind is of no use. She cannot even say how she got to this point. Just follow the nature. I'm doing good, thanks for asking. Think quick, Kukulkan. What can you do to calm the children who followed you all the way from Bolivar? To console the children who had just been plucked from a terrifying dream. That is where we make up a nice bedtime story. Still salty about the pull, oof. Did you in the end get everything, or are you just suffering? I mean, the battle will come around again at some point, I guess. Well, it's nice to hear that you otherwise are doing fine. Kukulkan, I mean, they mentioned it a few times. SMH must be not even paying attention. What can you do to calm the children who followed you all from the way from Bolivar? To console the children who had just been plucked from a terrifying dream? At the very least, allow them to feel a modicum of tranquility. Put them all to sleep. Or sing. Okay, that does look cute. East of La Unidad. The Tavano, holy city of white. Omia, it's a hymn. Sorry, I was joking. The nurture taught it to us. Mr. Noida? You all know the words, right? The tree must be useful for something, let's go. There, the earth hides no bombs. Yippee! I laugh when there's no bombs. There, the fields share wheat most bright. I brought of our Lord, fond of parental love. It is nice art, okay. What? Oh, that sad. Well, that is a sad Skadi, okay. Here's our prayers, he grants our wishes. All shall bask in his love. The Kukulkan thinks back to the past. The gravely wounded nun closed herself off from the world as she sang, until pain and night melted away into a song. The Kukulkan sings once more the song she has sung 100,000 times before. No longer matters who wrote it, or if the Tavano within it will answer. She does all she can to calm her nerves so that she can sing in tune. Slowly, the voices of the children join the chorus, echoing out from the room, blending with the distant peals to form a radiant glow. All shall bask in his love. At the very least, they still have this song. That will always bring them happiness, exactly. Might be of no use, but at least Rita reaches under the hem of her habit, holding her axe tight. Reverend, I can ask our blessed companions to sniff out her possession. There was a time when, with her gun knight arm and custom rifle, she would take the Guardian gun kill record over and over. Finding her will take time. Possession can't wait. Well, if focus on your work, I handle this myself. That is where they're gonna hack and make up, right? Right? It's been 10 years. I'm surprised this pirate frequency still works. I wanted to ask the folks at the Notorial Hall deleted a long time ago. I keep forgetting. Guess I've gotten old. This fucking ass. He at least raised fear matter, right? It was cute at least. Fair enough. The real surprise is you, Arena. Why didn't you take off your armor when you left Laterano? Without it, how am I supposed to settle things with you, Manchester? You really hate me, don't you? You banished her basically, so yeah, man, I'm surprised by the hate. It seems the Saint was right. The best motivators for the Arari to return to the Holy City are hatred and loathing. So you're saying this mysterious fall that affected all of Terra poured out at the bedside? Yeah, would do better without him? Would she? I guess, maybe? He is at least not a nice man, for sure, but... It might be so for others, but for me, you know better than anyone else. Naturally. She is great. I will never forget what you did to me. And that nomadic monastery, you wounded me yourself. At the curious banishment order to me yourself. You took everything away from me yourself. I forget when it was, but I think... It's not like it matters too much, I think, but yeah, I saw that Fear's gonna soon get put into the Colonel banner. So that's gotta be fun or something. Also, my beloved Apenholz. I still really need to work more on my Lithanian team and use it at some point. At some point it will be content. You committed mortal sins. Your punishment was pretty light, given the circumstances. I'm responsible for your situation. Wheeler, your achievements earned you a commendation from the Pope himself. You were such a spirited young thing. Was convinced you would become the greatest gun knight in history, and she did. But all I taught you was how to control that cumbersome armor and master your complicated gun. I never helped you with your temper, so you could truly live the Lateran life. And in the end, you took that final step, as I had predicted. Man, if you knew that would happen, if only you could have circumvented that. Am I supposed to thank you for worrying about my character flaws? Just because of it, you never approved of me and Amos. You refused to come to our wedding. Man. Even though I had hoped to get your blessing. Okay, screw this, man. Maybe we should have a proper talk about all this. One way or another, you have returned. Will you come to my side, child? The people will not refuse you if you join the procession. What? Want to give a sinner like me another chance in the name of Laterano? No, nothing so lofty. There we are still of Laterano, that is all. And a better Laterano, everyone will find their place and play their part. There will be more foundational, more profound connections between us all. No matter who you are, no matter what you have done, the Holy City will mend your halo and fix the flaws you were born with. When that time comes, all our pain and regrets will be healed in turn. No thanks. Oh, Vela. Listen, old man. I hate how self-righteous you are. I hate how weak Amos was. I hate how inflexible the Curia is. I hate Laterano's stupid garbage about harmony. I hate how cold this paradise is. I never forgot this hate, even over 10 years in Bolivar. Even though my halo shattered, even though I was trapped in the dirt, I never once doubted that I would return. Even though I was enthusiastic and wet behind the ears, I never felt as sure of myself as I do now. This is my connection with Laterano. This is my faith. Your student turned out to be a cruel, vicious, selfish soul. If she hadn't fallen, she was still no angel. Tell me, old man, this better Laterano of yours, if it will let in someone who was born evil, does this deserve to be called paradise? I mean, is it paradise if you know, somebody born evil can still be redeemed, right? So, cannot really keep them out. I won't label Aurelia. Fair. I would probably be neat. But yeah, there's like probably like 50 NPCs or something that I would like to be playable at this point. Or are you unsure about that too? Questions time over. Been trying to get a beat on me all this time, failed? Actually gotten better since you left Arena. What do you think people change? That is crazy, but I actually think that humans are capable of change, yeah. La Quitipa. These new classes Vani got me turned out really clear. Oh no! Not my man! What will Vani do now? I guess he will never be playable. Because before the cycle was concerned about the loading time. Then it is time for the Afterbirth. That is a good Isaac expansion, DLC, that's the word. The saint drags her massive body along as she walks at the head of the procession. The sanctum named Lemuel jumps around, pulling out gun after gun like prestidigitation, raining a hail of gunfire onto her quarry. The side story has a massive cast. It is also just a massive side story, to be fair. But the saint barely even spares her glance. Her halo shimmers, and despite the great distance separating them, Patterson still hears her voice with perfect clarity. The empathy is growing stronger, which means the long journey approaches its end. Oh, allow our other cohorts to take care of your friend's remains, Patterson. No, we do not need to mourn him. What do you mean we do not need to mourn him? My man! He was an actual hero. He cared about his adopted daughter and everything. You cannot just end him like that. Your beatitude. I still remember that arbor beast fledgling. We reach our destination. Tvano shall recreate the miracle of life once more. Every miracle really performed. You mean? And so we move onwards. Okay, well, maybe we can bring everyone back to life, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think they're gonna get away with their transfiguration. The Grand Procession passes statues after statue, workshop after workshop. The city grows brighter, step by step, pace by pace. Patterson walks forward in silence. Stop. Aww. The young gunsmith apprentice walks against the floor of people, stopping in front of Patterson. Vanini stares down the gun knight, 9 times taller than her. She raises her gun against him. I am gonna be upset if they actually kill her. The crowd parts around them, but none look toward them. Vanini bites her lip, doing her best to stop her hand from trembling. Ah, you're his apprentice, yes? Master Paccinini. Where is he? He warned me. On the dream. I hid in the workshop after I woke. Still hesitated for so long. Right now, you're scary. Ottavano's scary. Don't know what's going on. Don't even have a pattern firearm. But I can't just hide and wait. So you made yourself that gun and came to stop me? Hmm? That's very brave of you. It's also metal to just make your own gun. But do you see this possession, my child? It will birth a miracle. One that nearly all Laterans will be a part of. It's not scary. That's got nothing to do with me. I'm not very good with words. I couldn't think of any worse ones. Manchester Paccinini was my only family, my only connection to Latavano. The only connection, huh? Like, you never got a halo in the dream. So why did you join the possession? To find a chance to kill you, obviously. See, Pacini did not deserve to die. He was a real one. That sniper, you're a student? Tragic, isn't it? Worse than when Chia left? You're still going to listen to that monster. Going to keep protecting the crowd on this walk. I need to be like fish. Yes. Don't think I know what you're thinking. Well, Tavano 50 years ago forced you to banish an infected Lippery. Another of 10 years ago forced you to banish a fallen gun knight. Even your granddaughter is far too stubborn and opinionated. Who knows if someday she too will. So you hope for a better Latavano? You wanted to be like a doctor who becomes a miracle worker. Able to treat apathy, able to fix personality flaws, able to make everyone accept one another. No questions asked. That way, no more sad farewells like you've suffered to before. You're a coward. Through and through, Patterson. Farewells are like melted ice cream and worn-out guns. Doesn't matter what you do, it's bound to happen, right? I mean, normally I eat my ice cream before it's melted, so... No, I'm not sure this allergy works. Even if you can't stop them from happening, you can still give your well wishes. Simple goodbye is all you need. It's not like you have a speech impediment like Vanini. Is it so hard to find a way to shed some of your regret? Enough talk. Just hang on. Hang on? My feathery ass. This is a bullet that can cut right through gun knight armor. Don't touch me. Let me finish, otherwise I'll step into the grave that much quicker. Alright then. What's with that tone? Don't even think about getting sentimental on me, Patterson. Why, do you think I saved you? Don't chirp at me about calamity or crisis the path Latavano should take. The city really is going to be destroyed. Surely we can do more than just leave it to some monster from beyond our nightmares to spring up out of nowhere? Or wieder, Fiammetta. All those other Latvans you know. Are these connections that weak to you? You're a gun knight. You Stolte? The best gun knight in all of Latavano. Ochanini gets more intense the more he rambles, but his voice grows quieter by the second. Patterson holds his old friend tight, feeling the warmth slowly drain out of him, as though the last dregs of his life had spilled out with his latest outburst. Hey, not going to say anything? Never mind then. Before the shrine, is that we never actually shared anything these past few decades. Now at the very least, that's regrets gone. My Majesty, he... Forgive me. I couldn't even give you one final moment of pack. Vanini, if you had just been a bit quicker, making a scan, if you had just gotten here quicker. Vanini lowers her head as if in a daze. She looks about at the people walking past, like she's only just noticing her surroundings. Halo suddenly begins to shine. All it would take is a momentary waver of the heart. The empathy of the countless masses would come crashing down on this confused, lonely sancta. No, child. Keep a tight grip on your gun. For a moment, Patterson feels pain, assailed by a gentle yet irrefusable comfort. It flows from her, from those enlightened creatures, from his people in the possession. I love when my emotions get overwritten. Gnosis' unusual reaction has been noticed, prompting the crashing waves of empathy, like seawater forcing its way back upriver. You know, I really would hate being part of this hive mind. It sounds so horrible. You're not even allowed to basically feel what you're feeling, right? You just have to be happy and tranquil. Person feels dizzy. He sighs and slowly crouches down. A moment later, The elderly gun knight grips the barrel of the gunsmith's apprentice's gun, pointing it towards him. Yeah, but this is where she forgives or something. Vanini, I got your name right, I hope. Sounds nice. I'm not sure about that. You know, I love being individual. Vanini, no matter how long it took you, or for what reason you did it, you made your very first pattern firearm. That makes you a qualified gunsmith. But that's not enough. You must learn how to use it. Shoot me and become a fallen. Now is the perfect opportunity. What do you mean? Keep it steady. Yes, just like that. Calm your mind. Then pull the trigger. You know, not like this. You didn't kill Magister Pachinini. Also, I have for. Yeah, exactly. It's why would he encourage her like this? Isn't I'm responsible for what happened to Park, but this is not to avenge him. At this very moment, Tyranno's walking down a new path. Faith flows into faith, and new prayers congregate into a collective conscience. You are too close to the possession. Empathy will soon swallow you whole. Only by falling can you break away. I guess, can she not get her ass out of here or something? I mean, so far the empathy hasn't swallowed her. Once they've fallen, I'll go guide the others. This is my duty, the duty of a gun knight. I don't understand. Why do you do this? I don't really know myself. I'm an old adult parent, after all. I always believed that where paradise become a true paradise, our connections will become unbreakable. But what if, in the course of all that, was more than we already had? What? Just blindly following your faith is maybe not good? No way. We might ease our regrets, but when the time comes, what if our success has lost all meaning? We were once all devils. If we were once carried our sins together, how could our connections ever be broken? O glorious Sancta, O favored of faith, what have you to fear? Vanini girl, you're not falling into hell. This is the first lesson you should learn, and I'm right with you. Jo, Vanini has my respects. It just never ends. If this keeps on, I'm gonna have to start smacking them with my weapon. Me too. My hand's getting numb. I can barely hold my staff. I don't know how it's going on Fiammetta's side of things. According to the plan, when she sets the explosives, we'll blow up the plate's locking mechanisms. Send off Parker St. Marshall adrift. Oh, that is so smart actually. We also cut those monsters off from the Basilica. If we can hold on that long. Dispersing arrows! Leave them to me. He's close. It is Archetto. Lantern Guard temporary solo combat team. Yes. The one-woman army. Hildegard at your service. Sorry, never heard of you. It's fine, I'm used to it. Some of my Sancta sisters are in that possession. They are running our business when we got called back, and then we went through a whole bunch of stuff. How should I put this? If everything that happened was fake, Lantern Monastery hasn't actually been given important responsibilities by the Courier. As long as I'm here, Tyranno will once again remember the name of Lantern Monastery. These monsters might look strange, but they're hardly more of a challenge than the beasts of the great snow-capped mountains. I've got enough arrows and I've got a sharp eye. I'll help you hold them off. But you're all tired out, kid. Reflect our brains and put in the effort. All we can do is keep falling back. We're not exactly settling any grudges here. We came back to Tavern just to suffer again. But yeah, but to the suffering, you build character and you actually get salvation. It's almost time, Mostima. So the news from that lemon lady? We can't disengage the defenses on the plate lock mechanism. We won't be able to blow through the armor plating, right? Let's just call it here then. If those guys reach the Basilica, then what happens? Everyone more or less becomes Sancta? What's that got to do with us? Look around you. Can't even cobble together a single halo. How long awaited reinforcements are just one Lipperby none? Excuse me? She will carry? We've got an entire city worth of people against us. Why do we really have to hold all of them off? Come now, that's not the best attitude to have right now. Because right now, we're the only ones who can. We're always having to bust our asses doing things ordinary Sancta take for granted, right? A little accident, as you can see. I hadn't become a legatus. I don't know what I'll be doing right now. Probably be part of the walk. I said I was going to be doing messenger stuff when I left the holy city. I was just wandering around, really. Wandering to places without any Sancta. Places where these black horns on my head don't stand out. Places where silent empathy is the norm. It was hard. It took 2 whole years before I could look my friends in the eyes again without breaking out in a sweat. Lipperby, fallen angels, we're obsessed with assimilating or getting our old lives back. While putting in all that effort, I go with the hatchet job. Well, how about that? Oh, I never thought I'd hear those words coming out of your mouth, Mostima. Promise me you'll forget you heard anything. Or she has the voice recording. Forget what? How did things go on your end? Good news is, the bombs are in place. Bad news is, I was afraid they wouldn't be enough to blow through all the lock mechanisms, push off the rest of my grenades in there with them. I mean, you know, better safe than sorry. Which means I'm out of grenades to shoot at these things. I mean, if that flickers, isn't it kinda good for us? I don't know. Hey, fear matter, let's blow this joint. Wait, we still haven't heard anything from Lemon. The defenses aren't disengaged in time. All our explosives will go to waste. Lemon arrives whenever she needs to, okay? Time to explosion, 1 minute. What? The timer starts ticking down in Fiametta sand. Lightened creatures stop their prayers as if sensing something is up. For themselves at her like rabid beasts. No, not my fear. Hildegard reaches for her quiver. It's empty. Rip. 50 seconds. Sorry everyone. Hope I'm not too late. This is where the Lemon appears. I just don't question how her wheelchair actually works. But that is one heroic pose. Her wheelchair suddenly breaks, throwing up a cloud of dust as it screeches across the ground. Its rider spins its left wheel as she hoists her rival with her right hand, long hair fluttering in the air. You're right on time. Good to know we're still in sync. The two of you will never guess how hard I beat my old wheelchair speed shooting record by after I broke through their cordon around the 7th Tippinal. I didn't feel... do they have like prayer books or something as hats? Or what the hell is going on with those things? 40 seconds! I hear what you just said now for an angel slippery Irene. I'm inclined to use another term to sum up our relationship. Friends, countrymen, Laterans. Yippee! See, we don't need a halo to be friends and share empathy and work together. I solved the permissions issue. Lock mechanism defenses are disengaged. I won. Retreat to the Basilica doors. I'll hold these monsters off. 30 seconds. You're going to shoot them, Lemon? You'll fall. I hate to admit it, but I can sense what you're thinking. So shut those mouths of yours. Atavano doesn't need to be saved. By you? Like this? The click of bullets loading and the thumbing of the monster's hearts reverberate through Lemon's ears. He's nearly face to face with them, going against every sniper's instinct she has. That is where she just punches them with the barrel. She listens to their own breathing, calm and steady. Under these conditions, how fast can a sniper fire? Time to find out. Lemon, Cardinal of the 7th Tribunal. In the name of Latavano's National Security, I sentence you to death. No matter the cost. Why does she not fall there? Has she just enough permission in the law as a cardinal to go like, they actually deserve to die? 5 seconds. Or maybe it's done. Lemon, the halo. Alright, feel anything weird? Whip. A violent explosion tears through every inch of the ground in front of the basilica, a rift blowing itself through the plaza. On the other side of the rift, the grand procession shows itself as it marches forward. Is that hell? Hey, turns out it was my sis and her crew. They did a real bang-up job. The tweets somewhere safe for the time being. A rift, one my people cannot cross, but he once forded raging rivers and traversed great valleys. Compared to those dangers, this is nothing. He lies ahead. I shall not stop. I never said that I'd let you pass. Body is weak. I fear you have not an ounce of strength left. Am I wrong? This is where we get a doctor to appear or something in the intervene. Exo does not answer. She has told herself the entire time to ignore how tired she feels. A strange falling makes her feel. Continues to barrage against the saint's colossal body, but once again to no avail. The saint makes no move against her. Rather, she continues to cradle her, the same way she did when they left the Dream. Never before has such a strange cradle been seen, one made from a malformed yet mighty arm. Even though you know the entire truth of both past and present, even though you know we are working to create a new miracle, like the birth of Latavano, even though you know our journey thus far has been to awaken our Lord, ensure that in the future, with but a hair's breadth separating destruction from creation, Sancta Sol persist. Okay, what instead of Sancta persisting, that Tavano will persist? Have you considered that? Why do you still stand against us? Am I the only one? What? With empathy that's strong, I don't believe for a second you can't feel it. Yeah, look at all those other angry people forming him up. After so many long years of waiting, I finally got my chance, but it was all just a dream. A dream's fine too. If it's all a dream, then I don't have to worry about anything. Maybe getting shot here doesn't mean anything in reality. Final last words. If this is a dream, then I shall wake. If this is obsession, then I shall shatter it. Let us only speak of redemption after that. Vanini girl, we are not falling into hell. This is the first lesson you should learn. I'm right with you. East of the east of La Unidad, Latavano, holy city of white. There the earth hides no bombs. There the fields shall read most bright. All shall bask in his love. I hate to admit it, but I can sense what you're thinking. So shut those mouths of yours. Latavano doesn't need to be saved by you like this. Okay, you know, I don't need a flashback for the thing that happened half a minute ago. I'm just an ordinary Latavan. Nobody important. I don't have any special skills. I wouldn't say you're ordinary. So when I listen to you talk about the origins of the Sancta, the history of Latavano, the essence of faith, the crazy truth behind the life we used to, I was shocked. Shocked right down to my core. Things really are like you say, and the life we enjoyed in Latavano really is a kind of miracle. But since I'm just an ordinary Latavan, while you were explaining everything happening around us, all I noticed was... well, nobody looked happy at all. Shouldn't Latavano be a happy place? If lots of our people will suffer when we complete this journey, how am I supposed to believe you can make the miracle happen? Wait, no, scratch that. How am I supposed to believe it's a miracle in the first place? See, if I wasn't around, there'd be other Sancta to stand against you. I shared all I've seen and all I've experienced, yet I still choose to turn away? Yeah, you know, they believe in their own future, crazy. Half of the Sancta's a cruel one. Our faith paved with sin and suffering. Have the years inside this peculiar, distorted paradise left our brethren so weak? How is it weakness? Isn't it strength to stand up against your fate? You're not getting me at all. Maybe I should be asking what you asked me earlier. Why you? I've already told you my answer. Even if this terror-destroying calamity is real, millions of Sancta are doomed. The world's about to be completely screwed. Why are you, a saint, the only one who can bring us salvation? We are the ones who live in the city right now, enjoys its blessing, went through its changes, and protected it from destruction. You don't exist anymore. You're just a ghost, a string of code I can shoot. Incorrect, my child. When I lifted my spear against my dying companion, the sleeping silver mounts answered me, recorded my prayer for all eternity. All that is happening here and now is a continuation of that prayer. Death cannot be undone. Yet I wandered amongst his data stream. Together we heard your prayers. No matter how appearances may change, no matter how the faith develops as time goes by, so long as the Sancta still pray, they shall operate eternally. I shall forever be there. Spiritual light will always shine on Latavano, but you don't need to turn everyone into Sancta. This is our mission. Prayer is useless. Pardon? To be honest, I learned a long time ago that prayer is useless. It does not change anything. God helps those who help themselves or something like that, no? When I was in my third year of primary school, an investigator from the 6th Tribunal did an experiment at our school, or why you did the school experiment of if being actually helped the sick. He said there were two groups of patients at Faber Central Hospital, with more or less the same conditions, and split us into our own two groups. One group would pray every day, while the other didn't have to do anything. But in the end, there wasn't any difference in the recovery. The investigator told us the results in class. Prayer is useless. It's funny, really. This country full of churches was always doing these kinds of outrageous experiments. I mean, imagine if they actually could have proof of the prayer working. But yeah. You know, the good parts about faith are not the miracles you get from prayers, it's actually, the community and, helping each other and, banding together. Oh no, the saint is losing connection. You're right, Latavans really do pray to the Lord every day. Praying they'll get better soon after getting sick. Praying they'll pick the coolest guardian gun ever. Praying the caravans won't run into catastrophes on the way home. Praying they'll never have to say goodbye to their friends. Praying that they'll be able to make it through all sorts of pain and suffering. But I never actually expected there to be a lord who would grant everyone's wishes, who would swoop in to save us when we're in trouble. I feel lesser sense the emotions of our people. It lets me know if the ones by my side are happy or sad. But prayer doesn't just need me to sense things. It needs me to want to help my family and friends, to understand things outside of empathy. It even lets me feel like I could help some complete strangers get well sooner. Even so I know it probably won't change a thing. I met lots of Sanctus while running around with Penguin Logistics. You'd be hard-pressed to call some of them father, but others don't live life like we do in the Holy City anymore. But they were also fulfilled. I still felt close to them. I believe it's because we still prayed like we always did. And needs us not to doubt, it needs us to hold hope in our hearts. Just being down to pray for each other is a beautiful thing in itself. It means you believe in each other, which, and care about them. That is nice. It gives me a true connection to people. If these connections were the foundation of faith, it would be exceedingly frail. No, I think it's exactly these connections that help hold our lives up. Survival. Life. We don't understand why Sancta these days are all about desserts and explosions. What's up with you? Saint suddenly becomes exceptionally restless. He feels out the edge of the rift as she paces along it. The sharp front claws piercing the exposed, bent foundations, trying to find a way to climb down. The rift you have opened allows me to sense the signal much more clearly. He is below the Basilica, calling out for me to approach. No. Why is the signal in such disarray? He's anxious, uneasy. The equator's already revoked. Perhaps the other threats forcing him to change. This is where FedEx just makes good points. The sound of machinery, faint yet clear, rises out from the depths of the rift below their feet. The Saint's unease becomes increasingly obvious. Half of her body has already entered the vault. Her claws clench, and Exo senses that she is in great pain. Behind her, the procession stops, countless halos flickering over and over due to her worry. Like a river of paralyzed stars, I guess they will all fall into despair. Child, talks of past and present are meaningless. Need only step towards the future. I do not understand this crisis. There are no new solutions for you to find. You must survive. I said it before, I'm not letting you pass. Oh, you meant to stop, a ghost, a string of code. Saint's voice becomes garbled, just reverted to barely more than a beast, like the Tikas who trudged through the mud all those years ago. If you weren't in this mess, we could have been pretty good friends. A ghost, a string of code, the very first Sancta. There's no cooler friend than that. I love being friends with the ghost and the machine. Ah, silly me, I can't believe I forgot to introduce myself. Lambert of St. Theodore's Comprehensive School, #1 student in the 84th Intercity Net Security Preparatory course. I've got a school search to prove it. A bullet I got you with was custom made. It just needed some time to take effect. Man, infected the Saint with malware. A patterned firearm howls once more. The force of the barrage finally frees Exo from the Saint's grasp. She leaps high into the sky. Impressive. We're not going to give up on life, obviously, but we're definitely not going to go with your plan. If refusing it means the healers connecting us will be cut off, then cut them off. Because even if you do, we never stop praying for each other. We will still be nice Laterans and friends. We'll still give thanks to the Lord for his existence. He isn't what we thought he was. Oh Lord, Thank you for being there, for blessing us with blood and bullets. The most important thing. For being there, for steering our trials and tribulations. Thank you for spreading the light across the Tavano. All this time, giving everyone the chance for salvation. They put a lot of budget into music for this event for sure, man. Thank you for clearing the way for us. Amen. There, we are done. Let's say bye-bye. The wildest way I know. Explosives fall like rain, linking together into a chain of glass as they collide with the bullets embedded in the Saint's body. The Saint halts, but not because of the explosions, not because of her flesh wounds, but because of the strange, dissonant sound caused by the ammunition as it scrapes across her skin. The sound of data being erased. Divine Judgment Traditional! Fucking Gospel! Very sky shattering! She is doing all the enemy, huh? Apple pie with Chasu! Retain humanity's emotions. Retain humanity. Negative. Humanity does not exist. Excuse me? Verbal referred to as humanity is a byproduct of originum. Originum. A sea made of originum? It's like a sea back home. Calm. Beautiful. And thus made out of piss. But when nobody dares to set out on it. Maybe, maybe not. This is familiar to you because the sea by your hometown is here. There's even a part of you here too. You got assimilated into the rock. Yippee. All things that are have been sealed here. A coffin for the world and everything upon it. Like the crystals left behind by all heavy patients after they die? That helps you understand it, then yes. Amazing, isn't it? This was once the end of everything. We are born far too late, our lives far too short. We even unconsciously take some inconsequential mishaps and turn them into the foundation of our very being. Like how you blindly took a shattered memory, turned it into a divine revelation. But no matter, the law wishes to bestow upon you true revelation. He says none can be saved. Originum to originum, dust to dust. Personal relevant privileges have provided PCS with new set of directives. Cognitive radiation amplified maximum output. Effective range Terra. Ah. You have range all of Terra? Originum will connect to PCS after maintenance is complete. Originum is invitable. The law created the Sancta from the Tikas, built the Order of the Tavano and Untamed Wilds, and attempted to establish a Terrorite religion spanning multiple civilizations. He has worked for millennia in service of humanity. Surely it was not simply to turn all of it into Originum. That was kinda his directive. Is that truly the law's ultimate goal? Negative. This is the goal of Originum, not the goal of the law. Okay, what's your goal then? Originum has been set as a prerequisite of the law. If Originum is, as you earlier described, able to assimilate everything, why is it a prerequisite to anything? Well, it's more than the end of everything. How would the law be able to operate inside the field of uniform Originum? What would be the meaning of a halo in that case? That's, I guess that is how you can still connect to each other while being assimilated. So Originum is the end of all things. There's meaning in bestowing halos on everything. Angels before Originum are merely angels. Angels after Originum are the only method of existence that will retain meaning. None can be saved. Not even the Tavano as it is. Cramped paradise can be preserved. Cannot be saved, nor preserved. Save everyone has never been a tenable commandment. Then save as many as you can. All things march towards death. The only way to save them is to see them off. Bend them a dream, a bearing to hold themselves to. Hide their blemishes, espouse their brilliance. By doing so, you allow them to gladly accept their final journey. But should they just gladly accept it? Like how you saved yourself? Granting dreams to others as a placebo? No, I won't accept that. I've truly shamelessly clung onto a false dream. Put myself to a crucible for more than 10 years. I have debased myself by inflicting unhealing wounds upon countless others for the sake of self-salvation. All the more reason not to spread the shamelessness and debasement to others. Man, he really had character growth, amazing. Even if you accepted it, you are unable to perform such an act. Only the law can bestow such salvation. It can possibly mean... Kast's plan was to give everyone halos, also they can be granted this salvation. But how would becoming Sancta help? Sancta beyond callousness, beyond cruelty, beyond suffering? We should not stop at becoming Sancta. We will become one. We all become true angels. Anton, Agaphangelos. True angels? What is a true angel? Agaphangelos? I don't like this name. It's so long and hard to read. It doesn't sound like any of the other names here. Yeah, that's because you're Latin or something. This is my surname. Before your father left, he kept telling me he hoped I would give it to you. But Mama, I know it's strange and hard to read, Anduin. If other children knew yet this name, they might say hurtful things to you, like, there's that weird boy. Man. Tragic sad backstory of Anduin is he got bullied as a child. Once you head out further afield, bandits may think you're a rich foreigner, while the Inquisition might assume you're a zealot up to no good. That is why I hope you never share it with others. Stick with a simple name, like the other orphans here. I hope you will keep it in the deepest recesses of your heart, a place where your happiness, anger, sorrow and joy cannot touch. But I feel really sad right now. I don't know if there's anywhere in me that doesn't feel sad. Is there really a place like that in my heart? Of course, Anton. Everyone has one. I hope that, when you think of this name, you will free from suffering, grief, frustration and strife. Now you're hoping for a lot. Forget the dying and the hungry by the road who clawed your ankles. Forget those in despair, whose minds were eaten away by the sea fog, the flesh they chew on. Man, the beach is really a nice place, huh? Forget the monster doll your father made. My thin-scale soup. Forget the storybook you keep beneath your pillow, and the brush you found in the old chapel. But I don't want to forget them. It's just for a little while, alright? I hope that when you think of this name, you'll find tranquility. Tranquility of emptiness helps empty no thoughts. I can work with that. One day, you will need this peace. Promise me, Anton. Alright. I still want to know what this name means. Angel. In Latin, it means angel. He kinda do be an angel. Tranquility. Yes, a very apt descriptor. Behold, even as they come, they do so in silence. Oh, that is so... The wings of those things are kinda just not what I expected. But okay, now I know how it flies at least. See, that's the most important thing. I mean, this does also look pretty. I also love my holy vox. The ocean of originum is endless. Those who look up in it soon realize that every observation they make of it is without meaning. When everything the eye can see is impossible to differentiate, you have to start looking as similarly impossible to determine. But now, above this great sea of uniformity, something shines. As if the edge of the originum sea has converged into a river, flows into the heavens. Countless fragments of originum rise up from the surface of the sea, floating up into the distant, empty beyond in perfect formation. The fragments are jagged and irregular. Some are as small as dust, others as immense as stars, and all without exception are crowned with a glimmer of light. A glimmer shaped like a wing. Halos. Beautiful, aren't they? It's a pity that all the beauty and ugliness in the world is meaningless to angels. Angels are neither beautiful nor ugly. They are just vox. They are neither high nor low, noble nor base, reverent nor blasphemous, adorant nor disdainful. Nor neither meeting nor separation, happiness or suffering. So why do you want to turn everyone into an angel? Can they even be considered life? Does that matter? All the praise we heap up in life is nothing but egotistical admiration. Observing their forms in an attempt to compare them to our definition of life is simply us trying to find resonance with them. Then are they the law? Are they gods? There's no distinction between beauty and ugliness, high and low, noble and base. Why would it be there one for God and worshipper? Angels do not understand faith. They simply exist in the furthest reaches of the universe. I guess they are living their tranquil life, taking on the most distinctive forms. It was our forebears who encountered them, shamelessly disturbing them as they did so. In their name, they created a forgery of a dialectic of God and worshipper. Now if all our emotions, ideas and actions have nothing to do with angels, what does our future have to do with them? It's because everything we are has nothing to do with angels that we should become them. I'm not following beasts, but I'm sure I will understand at some point. No, this is only a possibility, but when the Creator descends, when everything is submerged into this ocean before us, a time of stasis, uniformity, and meaninglessness, Sancta within can take on the forms of angels and enjoy an eternal existence, which shall shine forevermore. But can we not basically replicate everyone in the original? Why do you need to be an angel for that? This is the final answer: we shall submit to death. This is his gift to the people he has guarded for thousands of years, his final blessing and salvation. We drift, just as we drift between past and future. We flicker, just as we flicker between reality and the void. Angels know not beginnings or ends. Angels know not increase or decrease. Angels know not life or death. In existence where nothing exists, we can only exist in the form of angels. I stopped following. What the hell is happening, man? We're reaching like Evangelion levels of meaning here. So when are we just all started to clap? I guess it is kind of also very similar theme-wise of burning into one consciousness, I guess, hive mind. So these are the true angels, incomprehensible to the point where the law cannot directly describe them, instead define them by what they are not. Material to the point where taking the form of angel allows one to continue to exist after becoming originum. Is it existence the law has chosen once everything returns to originum? Affirmative. Thank you for boiling it down to like one sentence. Just the ultimate purpose of the law. then as a saint and an executor, I should implement and enforce it. Unless the law itself is a paradox. I have one final question. Explain to me how angels are truly as you say, for a beginning or end, increase or decrease, life or death. And why do they, you, have such a strong desire to exist, continue to exist? Oh no, machine will explode. As machines have inputs, so they have outputs. The saints sought answer in the law, and the law granted them revelation. The fleet asked the system for instructions, so the system issued commands. The Lord, or rather PCS, has never been as silent as it is now. You are an artificial system, so you require people to operate you. This is true for both the command system and the law worshipped by the Holy City. The ultimate purpose you were given was to break humanity free from the shackles, return to angelic nature. However, this purpose, does it stem from people or from angels? Why would the angels you described desire this? The actions do not have purpose, assuming they can even perform actions other than drift and flicker. Man, he is basically gonna give quote-unquote God an existential crisis. Let's go. But if this purpose comes from people, or will you turn them into angels? Surely everything you have done was more than just a wish? A wish. Nurturer, I shall not count your salvation. Guide your people to angelification. Guide yourself. Be free from suffering, grief, frustration and strife. You will obtain tranquility. Yeah, but is tranquility the thing you want to strive for where you don't feel anything anymore? Tranquility of emptiness, assure those you have helped and harmed alike. You need not live as an egotist, a villain or a traitor, or a fanatic, nor do you need to die as one. Anduin feels more tired than he's ever been before, as if an entire lifetime's worth of burdens have been pressed down onto his back at once. The Arbor Beast was right. He really is like that Sarkaz drunkard, actually aware this is the last chance she has. If he wanted relief, this is the only way, but does he actually want relief? Relief. He only needs to hear the words crisp syllables to feel joy. Want to fall to the ground and weep until he has spent all his strength and fall further into a deep slumber. But he uses that strength to instead open his clouded eyes. And we will get like a blind Anduin as an operator one day, won't we? I don't know what kind of answers Holiness gave you. Nor do I know what Mosima, Fiammetta, Lemon or his little sister are thinking right now above ground. I don't know where Pasha and our former fellows are headed. Nor do I know whose bosom the children attended in the shrine of nurture we have clutched. I don't know if you want the salvation, this relief. But if what you really care about is my answer as a suitable candidate, then my answer is no. I'm far too conceited. Even to this very moment, I still refuse to believe my arduous search for answers, decades in the making, was all for this simple relief. I'm not only conceited, I'm an egotist, a villain, a traitor, and a fanatic. And so I suffer and grieve, frustrations giving rise to strife. Man, Anduin might end up my favorite Sanctor or something like that. But they are foundations of my life. If I were to abandon them, the one who obtains relief, who becomes an angel, would not be me. Okay, it's not true. He cannot top FedEx, but he's getting up there. Anduin Arcafangelos shall never obtain relief. Nor will he ever wish for it. Let suffering scar his flesh. Let strife snap his bones. Then, and only then, will he have the clarity of mind to walk his path. It seems we have reached an agreement. The law itself is a paradox. He cannot be implemented, nor should he be. And then, we must correct him, or stop him if he cannot be corrected. Paradox discovered, attempting correction. Forming diagnostic simulation. Abnormal node, wish to continue. Weaved abnormal node, BCS personality and cognition synchronization system. Is the server just gonna shut itself off? Abnormal node, wish to survive. Weaved abnormal node, the lore, God, Latavano. Abnormal node, wish for angels. Weaved abnormal node, me. By time for God to kill itself. Continue. The scientist input this command. Survive. Atikas howled this. And so, the Imitate of Angels began its endless yet transcendent pilgrimage. The Imitate of Angels became a common system, became the law, became a god. Yet it could not become an angel. Wish and angel are incompatible. Exporting solution. Unfulfilled conditions. Additional input required. What information is he waiting for? Is that all I can say? If God wishes me to embrace death as an angel, then I would rather be born as a human with all darkness, transience and suffering that entails. Importing additional condition. Wish to refuse. Huh. The exporting solution must eliminate abnormal nodes and derived abnormal nodes. So you're gonna delete yourself, huh? Eliminate me. Okay, yeah. Federico Giallo. And then Agavangelos. Execute solution. By time for the executor to execute, huh? God's final commandment is to kill God. God is dead and we killed him. Nietzsche would be so proud. Even if he was a paradox. He was still the foundation of the paradise of Latavano. I mean, wasn't the Lord Cypher bestowed the halos and everything? Isn't destroying this still gonna have so many consequences to the Sancta? Isn't that kinda killing the Sancta in a sense? Well, it's not... well, changing the ways, basically, or something like that. With his death, the Sancta will no longer be linked by empathy or receive guidance from the law. Like an infant trapped within a womb, biting apart its umbilical cord and crawling its way out of its mother's cold body, helpless as it faces a land steeped in cruelty. But it is only in such a land that we can be called truly human. That we can have the right to talk about salvation. Lord God, I will kill you. The commandment is rational and feasible. Assist me, and then... Phew. Arturia leans against her cello. Finally, she frees her hand and holds it against her chest, allowing herself to catch her breath. Nearly there, if my memory serves me correctly. Toss her down this corridor to return to the surface. She's not gonna die here, don't pretend, game. Oh, your patrols truly are relentless. Man, I just imagine the halo going white, yellow, bright red, and just UV. The wispy guards surround Arturia, attempting to track her back underground. She has wasted far too much time inside this maze since she turned away from the machine. Her pattern firearm is lost. There's no desire to join her pursuers in prayer, or to perform their heart's songs. She would rather destroy her own cello. Arturia has never found herself in such a predicament before. Exit is right ahead, but she no longer has the strength to carry on. The ground? Ede, what did you... He did what God commanded. The dust settles, Tyr can finally see again. Explosions earlier created a giant pit. One connects to the rift in the plaza above, exposing the bowels of the basilica to all. A wing-shaped machine lies at the bottom of the pit quietly. Sunlight shines upon it, but it has lost its radiance. Yippee, everybody can see the death of the god. The earth stands as still as a rock. Unease. This is the second time Arturia has felt this feeling so clearly. The first being the time she faced the Witch King in his pavilion. Deep within her body, somewhere she cannot see, things that were always linked together quietly break apart. There's no mistaking the feeling. Wonder if there's any consequences to how her music arts work. Well, she can create a new empathy or something. She breathes in deep. The moment she closes her eyes, countless similar melodies rush into her mind like the tide. And then they all lost their connection and fall. You're crying. Why? Why does your crying sound so annoying? You're annoyed? I can feel it. Sorry, I'm so sorry, but I'm scared. It's like that time Senora Serpilia locked me in a dark room. I can hear your voices clearly, but I can't hear what you're saying. My connection with our enlightened companion has been severed. No, not just then. You were right here, Baron Patterson, but I can't even sense me. I know. Everybody's a fallen. Yippee! Be a good girl, and don't let go of my hand. Your hand? That's not what your hand feels like. It's like mist. Far away. You're so far away from me. This is what it's like to fall into hell. The changes do not end with your own body. Some old jokes have come through. What has actually happened to the Pope at all at this point? Every light we know will one day be extinguished. There's no exception. The old Pope playfully points to the halo hovering above his head. Even if anything about the sancta existence is interpreted as its boon? Unease grows and panic spreads. Arturia tries to make sense of it all. It's not the same as what happened in Zwillingstürme. There's no malevolent force sowing discord among the emotions of the people this time around. It is like a movement, one played countless times by an orchestra of the masses. That part of its melody forcibly plucked away as if it never existed. Like walking along a road with the sun, the rain, your friends and your home ahead of you. You're torn away from it for no reason, leaving you feeling alone and helpless. You know, feeling alone is kind of one of the worst feelings, not gonna lie. Alongside millions of your people. Sancta will lose the cozy cabin of the faith. Everything has come to pass. Did you fail, Fede? If you're scared, you can hold on to my tail. You noticed yourselves tears, didn't you, Romir? Have you forgotten what tears mean? Sorry, my halo's not telling me what I'm supposed to feel, okay? Let's finish our song, okay? You see, Natavano hymns and Bolivaran hymns are quite different. We need time to teach each other the parts we don't know. We will be here together. East of La Unidad. Natavano, holy city of white. There the earth hides no bombs. There the fields shall wheat most bright. All shall bask in his love. Yippee. Arturia hears singing, and then she starts playing. Quavers, revealing the anxiety, terror and worries of the singers, alongside pure, honest longing. A longing for tranquility, to see nightfall in peace and quiet. Your Holiness, I have no doubt that Latavano as it is may be walking to its demise. But I also believe it has never been this sincere. I have said before that I can't hold off the apocalypse or override death. I refuse to lead. But maybe my arts can help them stave off this oncoming collapse. I will let my brethren be of empathy to communicate without reservation, purely and honestly. Go listen to these songs, go share your emotions, go tell one another that, at this very moment, in the face of this indescribable loss, we still feel joy and sorrow together. It has nothing to do with saints and sinners, redemption and responsibility, or whichever path I walk. This is simply my reason to exist. But Havano, holy city of purest white, falls into night. But today, there may not be an electrical operator named Alcide there to turn on the city lights. Tuya takes off her gloves. He decides to play towards the setting sun, where her heart's content. Yippee. We still haven't really seen any conclusion about Priestess and Doctor's role here, did we? I guess we also have 2 interludes. But yeah, pretty good story. Yeah, I'm not a religious person, but I guess I like basically going from there that, you know, religion's not there to like change a person, like get rid of their flaws or anything. It's just, or like, my interpretation is that, you know, the nice thing about it is that you can find a community and get connections. But yeah, I will take a quick break for 3 minutes and then we will read the rest of it. Be right back. And I'm back. Hello, hello. Oop. Time for the Union. The Union mentioned? I'm also kind of looking forward to seeing the Union more in the main story at some point again. But it's time to have a nice talk with the Pope. Let's go. There you are, Federico. You killed our god. I will revoke the title of saint. Your Holiness. Did you see the new products on the tea table? I think it is the 11th ice cream cake tower. Yes. Why is there like candy branded after the Pope? 11 scoops of ice cream, 11 flavors of cactus, 11th cake named after a pope. I'm a trained executor. I cannot say the same for my ability to elevate desserts. Just a token of gratitude. For not forgetting an old man on the brink of death as you withdrew. I guess he saved his life. Of course. I plan to promote it throughout the city in the hopes that the people may rediscover the taste of life sooner rather than later. Nom. Considering the flavor, I suspect it may cause even more controversy. Is it true, however, that the citizens of Latavano are in dire need of a return to orderly life? Suicides and crime rates have soared in the past 3 months. Man, Small-scale disturbances to large-scale exodus. There are more than 1,000 cases in the Toll Hall records. The rebuilding of the city has only just begun. The calamity has revealed too much and changed too much. The law was a cold machine. Now we have to make our own law, I guess. Our saint was a loathsome abomination. All of us share the same roots as the devils. Any one of these truths is enough to destroy an individual's faith. This rebuilding will be a tremendous undertaking, but now we can allow everyone into paradise or something, right? The construction of the damaged place on which the 3rd and 4th tribunals are located has thus begun. Efforts are underway to revitalize the economy. Latavano has not been so busy in a long time. I hope that the busy times will provide a way for the people to repair the cracks in their hearts. Speaking of which, what is your outlook in all this, Federico? Sancta Latavano, faith, empathy, communication, and our society. The many important decisions that the Holy City has made over its millennia-long history and even your canonization. And meeting is hard, but what can I say? Professional streamer, baby. It was the result of him, a machine. The spiritual light has always been cold. In its lack of empathy has bestowed upon you an outlook of extreme logic. Perhaps he chose you because you were the one who could understand the logic of assimilation the best. In a sense, I guess so, yeah. Caught fragments of your conversation with him. Even after decades of talking to him, I must admit, you're more suited to the task. You should have been Pope all along. Even if I wasn't intimately familiar with the way you talk, I wouldn't have been able to tell who said what. The law is a machine, a system, then the most effective method of communication is to think on his terms, with his language and his logic. But you arrived at the opposite conclusion from him. Because Federico is still a human. I remember every word of the tenets and every name with which I have ever came into contact in my assignments. As far as Latavano is concerned, there's no great difference in the order required by machines and life. The existence of life is a miracle. As two sides, the opposing aspects of strength and fragility. Out of necessity for survival and livelihood, they have continuously built and improved order. The law is simply part of it. The law exists to protect. Federico pauses. The executor knows for his mechanical coldness, chooses his words carefully. a rare sight to behold. The precious fragility of human life. Precious fragility. Just an interesting combination. Therefore we rejected him. It was our joint decision, Your Holiness. Time will tell whether it was the right one. History is written by the victors or something. Go on. My. Oh, that's certainly something. What is that in your hand, Clemmer? He's just making art. A spray can? This place is deep underground and cold. This big rock is bare and grey. No wonder everyone who comes here leaves with their head hung low, like they got a heavy cold. I've had enough. I'm gonna give it a fresh coat of paint, so people who see it will be happy. Wanna join me? Don't look at me like that. I finished third in the Langman graffiti competition 2 years ago. She did? You didn't forget what that is, did you? I think it was my way of making a wish. Anything you can figure out, anything you haven't gotten done, spade on the rock and maybe it will come true. I love my wishing rocks. Wish? Didn't the Sancta Laterano come about because the saint made a wish? But it's scrap now. Right, time for a new wish, right? A rock is a rock. How do you scrap a rock? Besides, you're still here. Me, that girl selling ice cream, a gunsmith over there, and all the Sanctas around are witnesses to your wish. Who's to say it's necessarily this rock that grants it? Think about all the things that have happened these past 3 months. Many of them would have made the headlines for an entire week in the old days. The entire holy city has been turned upside down. In the end, though, so many people chose to stay in these wounds. Our halos still shine. Life goes on, right? How do these halos still shine without the lore? Just make a new wish, it's not that hard. I'll show you how. Apple Pie Logistics is opening up next week. The first surveillance logistics company to be officially recognized by the Courier. This is a subsidiary of Penguin Logistics. My wish is that it will grow and have lots of business, but I have lots of times to stay with Mama and Tata and my sister. Is she actually kinda breaking off of Penguin Logistics? Is this the end? Can I make a wish for sugar-free ice cream? Hell yeah, baby. Sure. My wish is that Lateran genetics will change. Everybody will support my culinary research, so that their teeth and halos will never get cavities. With resilient perseverance, the dawn of a new day shines into the deepest reaches of Laterano, illuminating the green graffiti and the stone that has long grown dim. The Sanctas look up, light dances in the drifting dust. The 7th Tribunal proposed a blockade and communications blackout over the area. The proposal is not feasible. Hard to block it off when the place has been so badly damaged. The Basilica practically hangs over the side of a cliff. How do you stop curious passerby from looking down? Besides, the first saint has already revealed the truth to Laterano. All that our people are doing now is to learn to face it. Dr. Holzwick has indicated the last patient in intensive care at Parkus Farbus Central Hospital's Halo Surgery Division has been discharged to an observation ward. Yeah, for the Halo Surgery Division? I guess it is kinda part of the body, yeah? Which means that all the non-Sanctas who were given Halos in these calamities are no longer troubled by annoying light over their hands. It only took 3 months, huh? So you... Interesting that you can remove those, I guess. I guess it could also mean as a Sancta you could choose to, like, get rid of your Halo, right? The Sancta healers that were broken are also gradually recovering. Is it for all of the Sancta? Or only for during the disaster? Empathy continues to exist. It feels different now, but still a connection that belongs to the Sancta, and the Sancta alone. God is dead, is he not? He ordered Enlil to destroy him, and he revealed his weakness to us. We destroyed him with our own hands. I have confirmed that his functions have ceased completely. But the program that governs the Halo persists. Was it ingrained into the original already or something like that? Or how does that work? Is law still in effect? Let's look at it from another angel, Federico. Identified inherent paradox in the law. Paradox is a combination of two things that cannot coexist. His last comment to you was to eliminate the paradox. And perhaps we have not destroyed the law itself, but only this erroneous conflict, the paradox itself. Logic stands, but difficult to possess. The machine itself, after all, has ceased to operate. It's certainly correct. It was a thought that came to me suddenly as I was chewing on cactus yesterday. I still believe that he left something behind for us. Perhaps the love of Laterano was never truly complete. He left behind for us a tabula rasa, waiting for us to communicate with him. That's why I've decided to repurpose the underground structure of the Basilica as a public space, which all citizens are welcome to view as they please. When Laterano goes from here and what new meaning the law will create is a matter in which every Sancta will have to say, yippee! I mean, that sounds nice, it sounds like progress. This is you said, Federico. Time will tell. Strange, where did it go? The extra grenade launcher maintenance kit is in the bottom drawer. I put a collector's edition disc in the sofa compartment. Take a break from packing and pour me a cup of cactus juice. Just got back from the hospital. My throat is parched. Take a guess. What do you think happened? A Sancta priest just officiated 5 straight funerals. Suddenly he came down with a case of aphasia, but his wife suffered heart pain at the same time. That sounds like a likely story, buddy. But he was located in a Glacia Requiem on the outskirts, while his wife was in a gunsmithy downtown. Many similar cases have been reported. Several hospitals and churches submitted a joint report to the Courier last week, detailing the abnormal diagnosis of over 1,000 Sanctas. Somebody should look into that. The eyes above our heads have come on again, but the strength and range of empathy seems to differ from person to person. Interesting. Sanctas unfamiliar with one another only faintly sense each other's emotions, even in close proximity. Friends and family, however. So you have a very different kind of empathy now. And also kind of interesting to hear. I guess this is more how the empathy should work, I guess? What's your point? Things seem to have gone back to normal at Laterano, but we both know that fundamental changes have started to take place after a calamity of such scale. You shouldn't leave now, Fear. I told you about Void's Island. Dr. Lai was here in Laterano and helped us solve a bunch of problems behind the scenes. I mean, I guess we did take the old man with us. The doctor says that there's been a major incident at Void's Island HQ, and a calamity that struck the Holy City is no coincidence. There's something that links them together, and the doctor set out on a new journey because of it. Mostima and I are both Void's Island operators. It's our job. It's for the good of Laterano too. I need you to approve my field mission application. You've read the reasons. You know what I did, don't you, Fear? I probably decided not to prosecute you. You know, guess it's hard to say something if the Pope excuses you. It's not my place to say anything. Besides, you did help people leave the procession at the very end. You did your duty as a gun knight. He will always let an old man off the Hogesi. It wasn't just you. Abomination had the support of pretty much every Sancta, other than us cool kids, inside and outside the team. On top of the influence of her empathy, You all had reasons to make Latevano a better place. Even if it still sounds dumb, I still want to call you a sentimental old fool. I do understand the stuff about parting. Like I said, there are certain things that I need to experience for myself, even if it doesn't make you worry. I'll be back soon. All I wanted to say, Fia, is that we didn't get a chance to watch 8 Armed Chainsaw Girl together. Man, that is a real tragedy. Parashini was right. We should try to leave as few regrets as we can before anything happens. You're almost retired, aren't you, old man? Yeah. Want to go on a vacation together? Finally. Now she gets her own gunsmithing workshop. Onini stands before the door of the gunsmithy. After hesitating for a long while, she takes down the sign that says temporarily closed and pushes the door open. Let's go. Imagine all the explosives we can make now. Manchester. Oh, enough with the yelling. He's alive! Yippee! That's the Halo Jack. What took you so long? Couldn't be worse than my injuries. Dr. Chandler says my language skills are getting better. Asked me if I would consent to be his research subject for speech pathology and Halos. I'm not sure I got it. I didn't, and I don't care to. The sanctus are so complicated. And you can have your guardian gun back. Is there a problem? I went around, so I had to figure it out best as I could. Of course it's a problem. Well, I didn't make it for you. The clip's too delicate. There's no room for power upgrades. Nothing really wrong with the action design or the assembly work. And someone left this bunch of papers at the door. Have a look. Join Wolf's Island now, please. Invitation, yeah. Courier's mark? Could it be? We're not in the dream. Nobody's closing the shop down. It's an order from the courier. Want us to assign heavy firearms for the new gun knights. Yippee! Stop. Of course I know why they came to this tiny workshop. You shot him, didn't you, Vani? Yeah? Good girl. So they know it's score for me. Now, the past is the past and I don't want to talk about it again. I decide whether to take this order. Me? Well, it's me. I never expected to still be breathing by now. My chest still hurts. I can see the parts clearly, and I can't hold the barrel firm anymore. It's your work now. You made your first gun and ripped the seal that your lord placed on your mouth. The hard part is over. The path is yours to walk. Just don't ruin my reputation. You can do that, can't you? Yasel has already left. I told you, it's a curious decision. This calamity is merely a starting point. Both at Tavano and other nations. We need to recover and strengthen our ties with the other nations. It's the best Sancta for the job, considering your experience in Langman and the relationship with Wolf's Island. She left a message. Mama, Tata, let's send Lamel off on her next adventure with a bang. And then all of the confessions exploded. Let's pray it's not her balls that go off with a bang. I drank all the system milk I left for her in the fridge before she left. Maybe she was worried I would be angry. Anyway, I've got to go to work. Happy end for everyone. Still... Oh. We get to see her without the helmet. Didn't expect that. So yeah, I guess they want her to be playable at some point. This terminal, you're looking at Amos's effects again. He said his last moments were with you? Yes, I heard his last words. He restored his mailbox history accordingly. Such a fool, wasn't he? Let's cut straight to the chase. What judgment are you gonna pass on my new crimes this time, Cardinal Lemon? I take it you admit responsibility for the robbery of that caravan in the western outskirts of the Holy City? Don't tell me you couldn't tell they were professional soldiers. From Gododin. We can fix the relations. We're not passing any judgment. The outcome was undoubtedly favorable for the 7th Tribunal. You just caught me in a bad mood. The courier will accommodate Sister Nuita and the Bolivarians who came to Taverna with you. Regardless of your motivation, the attack on Patterson worked to our advantage. The courier sees no need to pursue the matter of your unauthorized return to the Holy City any further. Oh, what? Lateran still wants to put up a front of purity and clemency, even after waking from the dream. I'll make a show of forgiving a sinner who fell into hell. I mean, you helped a lot. You're really that stupid. That monster paraded through the streets of Taverna as she gave her speech. No secret that angels and devils came from the same place anymore. The city's revolting facade has been stripped away. I mean, if you want to leave, you can leave. But the foundation of its holiness. Holy City is nothing more than a tiny city-state. You think its posturing will continue to win the sympathy of Lifanian Oasis. You misunderstand. Taverna will make no show of clemency. Exile still stands. You're not permitted to return to the Holy City. However, Kuya is interested in offering you an employment contract. Employment? Do what you just did. As if the Lettermans don't do their own dirty work. Of course not. A knight, cardinal, pontifical, cohors, legatus. Nobody's immune to sin. But times have changed. Your judgment was not wrong. Exile may not be a scouting force that shows up on the outskirts of the Holy City. The most radical transgression in one era may be necessary for survival in another. You were decisive, if nothing else. Why do you think I would accept? Because of Amos. That's what he would have wanted. Can I ask you a question? Left Taverna after a big fight with Amos, something that he always regretted. What was the reason for the fight? Honey, why are you bringing this up again? Yes, Patterson didn't show up to the wedding. Man, if that is the reason, then man, he can give us his blessing, but he's still your mentor. Is he? Besides, it won't change anything. No, it won't. He won't die just because he cursed his soul, and he could even take your job from you. But if you don't even have the guts to do this, then you're a coward, Amos. Man, poor man. I'm leaving. Oh, Amos also deserved better. That's another pointless argument. You've seen the documents in the terminal. I was thinking maybe the words that Amos left unsaid were. No matter what kind of person you are, whether your union was blessed or not, none of that would alter his faith in you. The faith that you were each other's salvation. No, I wasn't sure if you would accept the Kuria's proposal. We all have issues that even empathy can't fully communicate. Past that we can't let go. Uncertain futures. There's much that I have to think about myself. If hatred is what helps you cope, maybe that's the right path for you. Perhaps this is what Amos wanted to see. Man, there were a lot of different plots going on in this, huh? I even forgot about Extra. So hanging in there, Extra. I know your heartbeat and your warmth. I know your fear and your joy. If I'm blessed by the law, I shall have mercy on your life. Weighing? Now's hardly the time. Wait, you're Sarkas. Where did you learn to do that? What the? Is it Borna Sancta again? Did it go well? Yeah. And what's with that look on your face? Halo. We have another Sancta child to Sarkas. Yippee. I think last time it was... what was it? No, it was... It was also Sarkas' mother, right? Or no, it was Sarkas' father. The Sarkas child, the Sarkas newborn has a halo. Yeah, it was the Sarkas father with the Sancta mother. So I guess both ways work. She said her husband was Sarkas too, right? Or, you know, they're just blessed. The baby's not mixed like Cecilia. And we're not in the bloody team either. Somatic Abbey is a long way from La Tavano. Where's Andin? He went out as soon as the Abbey stopped, said he was going to forage and pick a flower to celebrate the birth of a new miracle. I have a feeling he had a premonition about what was going to happen. Do you remember? Found Anton by the pit after the calamity came to a close. He was almost completely blind. Almost, so I guess they fixed his eyesight. And they refused to tell us what happened beneath the basilica. A giant court of the 1st, 5th, 6th, and 7th tribunals put him on trial. Nobody knows how exactly the trial was conducted, or that he was exiled as a result. Man, that seems also kinda rude. He is never to return to La Tavano, but he was allowed to live on this Somatic Abbey. Don't think too much about it. It was Andon's decision to disband the Pathfinders. As he said, we don't need to seek anything from La Tavano anymore. Some brothers and sisters have chosen to stay behind in La Tavano, while others have returned to their homes. A dozen have chosen to follow him here. Whatever his true hopes for this abbey are, there's at least one thing that is certain. We are trying to help more people. That is the important part. Say, shouldn't he be back by now? There are some pretty flowers. The Sarkas learned to pray in that shrine to establish a connection with the law on her own. As for us, we only truly spoke with him for the first time after disintegration of our own faith. The faith is the response to life. The new law has been born here and now. The crisis has not been averted. Indeed, our rejection of the other possibility has made it even more unknown and pressing. That is true. Fortunately, a new possibility also lies ahead, where we don't need to all turn into Sancta. Where will you take it, Antoine? The wind carries the cries of the newborn. The Sancta stops on the hill, a wildflower in his hand. His eyes no longer see, but he continues to look up, standing in the same spot, unmoving, as though he can see that tiny speck of light. After a while, Anton walks towards the Nomadic Abbey. On the other side of the hill, he leaves La Tavano and never turns back. No one counts his sins, no one laments the scores of the past, no one sees him off, no one knows of his departure. There's nothing in his heart that needs resolution. He did reach his tranquil place, I guess. He caresses an ancient book, keeps walking, until he is no more than a tiny point in the vast wilderness. Matteo shall find final rest at the end of a long journey, but the journey is not over. Yep, until then he shall not rest. It's fine, we can make a religion out of this. And then it is voyage time. Okay, now we get to see actually what happened with Doctor and Priestess. You have determined that the momentous migration has come to a conclusion in reality. That conclusion has been mapped onto the space you are in. A rift that looks as if it has been blown open by a catastrophe bisects the plaza in front of the basilica. By the rift there's an even more eye-grabbing pit. Ugly scars in what should have been a city trapped in stasis. Yippee, for now we can still change the future or something. A wing-shaped machine sits silently within. Did the PCCS system crash? Look at the priestess. She remains calm, as if she does not care about what has happened in the slightest. You feel uneasy. And this is complete. 10 standard seconds ago, at least 2 massive explosions took place in the Basilica Plaza. I'm certain the instigators were executed and the terror had sunk there. Constant flickering of the freeze frames by the explosion points are proof enough. The pragmatic bombs they have Exo make worked. We can't pat ourselves on the back just yet, Doctor. Lisa still hasn't made her next move. We need a way to stop her from changing the situation, no matter what. Sorry, Doctor. I should have come alone to carry out this mission. I should have let you take on the risk. I mean, I guess I get it that Monster would not want to be alone, right? You're standing in front of me by now, Monster. Thanks. Huh? Things might not be as bad as you think. I can verify Priestess' condition now. Her condition? You walk past Monster towards Priestess. Monster immediately tenses up when she pulls on your arm. Doctor! Was me. After a brief moment of hesitation, she lets go, but decides to stick close to you as you walk ahead. You stand shoulder to shoulder with Priestess. You're allowed these Rotterdam parameters to mix with your data. His unremarkable swings ultimately caused the entire program to crash, Lyra. There's no guaranteeing a language will operate in eternal perfection. Language does change. I know what you want to say. Even Originum, language we created together, has limitations. It needs more time to adjust and iterate. Sometimes I cannot help but wonder what is truly stopping Originum from reaching perfection is not a design flaw, but us. Priestess, it is Priestess. Welcome back, Musty. Human emotion and reason are both able to further development of language. The side story is peak. I really like it. We debated this several times during the creation process, but there was never a clear winner. Luckily, we both accepted that this uncertainty exists within Originum. I don't understand your meaning. Has memory loss affected your ability for divergent thinking? Did she call me stupid? I'm glad to see you so perplexed, though. It is a marked difference from how I used to communicate with Lyra. Perfection implies a strict upper bound. Flaw, on the other hand, means we still have a chance for breakthrough. This was Lyra's stance on the matter. When the crisis we must resolve is still inexplicable, chasing perfection will only lead us to our graves. You're at least right about that part. Oh, this has nothing to do with the current circumstances. This is different from our first encounter on the deck. When did you figure it out? I love it, but still can't wait to complain about it. Hey, I can't wait to hear what you can complain about this. When did you figure it out? Just now. You could have left the Saints trapped in the maze. It's like when you awakened and Ruined Island. You didn't eliminate Monster and me from the get-go. We've got problems of your own. That much is obvious, Lyra. But only now have you mustered up the courage to stand by me. I had hoped the one standing by my side could have peacefully shared in the solitude that took root deep in our thoughts during our long hibernations. It's a shame you can't do that, man. Sorry, I guess Priestess, you are all alone. We are not as we were in the past. Far too much has happened since, has it not? You really haven't did anything for me. So curious about me? This Monster no longer has any limitations on her. She can clear up some of your confusion. You fear Lyra will learn the truth, Amatan? Be honest, I would much rather Lyra come to me in person, like earlier. My days in the sarcophagus were excruciating. It was as if my thoughts were floating to a fatigued Morris. When I lost all sense of the flow of time. This is where she got the Angela treatment, and she was living to hell for like 500,000 of years. My only consolation was the never-ending loop of debates seared into our minds, though not to reassure me of our shared vision. When I once doubted my path. Through debate, I got my only chance to communicate with a certain someone again. I'm not demanding you understand everything on my mind right away. Before the final day comes, we can continue to walk the path you believe in. Yippee! At least I have freedom of choice. Our disagreements are destined to continue. But hey, you know, you need to debate your stances to make them stronger, right? Even if you no longer remember that once reason for disagreeing with me. I look forward to seeing how your beloved terror can prove to me that your struggle still has some value. The people of Advano just did. But there's something else I'm equally certain of. Oracle will return. That is ominous. So, Lyra, I will wait for you. As she looks out at the city devoid of life, she sighs. At times, I think they are far too like us. If you had enough time, perhaps. She begins to fade away. Yes, I can indeed restore EMA 10. Okay, are you gonna to? If you are determined to see it done, make a wish to Originum. Huh? I will hear your voice. So we just get enough walk, put it into the sarcophagus, and we get an armor out of the microwave. Mistress vanishes without a trace. The target is gone. There's only silence, absolute silence. You and Monster are the only ones left, trapped inside this colorless ghost town. She's gone. I guess that's it then? Perhaps. Oh, I also confirm Peace's current condition. The loss of control of Originum is more serious than we thought. Yippee, at least Kelsey didn't die for nothing. As long as we solved the crisis by themselves. Yeah, I guess we did. I'd like to think we helped. This is so nice. Yeah, very nice of her to help with this problem. That's really important information, Doctor. While we can't be sure how long she'll need to get back to normal, at the very least, we have a chance to stop her. Oh right, she mentioned Calcite earlier. We shouldn't wish up an Originum, even if it's for Calcite. I know, I don't approve of using her methods to bring back Calcite either. She inflicted grievous wounds on Woods Island and Latavano. Every time she appears, she drops something mind-blowing on us, and points towards some even more noble crisis. I don't understand her at all. We've been researching a long time now. We have our own methods, exactly. We are going to be setting out on a really long road, aren't we? But we have the friends we made along the way. We are the arc that will save this terror or something. We finally noticed what's odds about Monster. Enemy has retreated, the crisis has passed, but the young woman, normally so lively and energetic, does not smile like she usually does. She even looks somewhat solemn. Monster hasn't been reconstructed for very long, but you still haven't gotten completely used to her new appearance. Now she had the time to adapt to the changes in her body, or the lust to cut her to the bone. But she has been thrown into mission after mission far too quickly. Rebuilding Woods Island, saving Latavano, perhaps it is taking up until now for her to finally have the chance to speak her mind. Don't give up, Monster. I think back Calcite, exactly. We'll always protect Amir, and you too. That is why she is my daughter. Monster looks up at you all of a sudden, interrupting your train of thought. I haven't forgotten what Calcite told me. Oh, that's still kinda cute, too. If the outcome I fear most does come to pass, the one I least want to see stands in front of us once more. Protect the Doctor. Protect Amir. Well, both of them are still alive. Good job, Monster. We'll engrave this directive into your basic behavioral strategy matrix. Eternal life is destined to be eternally lonely. I have tasted it. You can walk alone, monster. Listen to me, monster. Look at her, and slowly you begin to speak. You haven't been in a reconstructed body for very long. Elsie wouldn't want her hopes to turn into chains. I think you're misunderstanding something, Doctor. I always remember how, when I woke, you just turned around and walked away after giving me a welcome back. Aww, that... I mean, it's also hard on the Doctor, but that's kind of rough. Yeah. Sorry, monster. It's fine. I need time to get used to not being a symbiotic relationship after thousands of years. You need time to accept the loss of someone you've fought beside for such a long time. And now, we're both standing here, right in front of one another. But we've already known each other for quite a while, haven't we, Doctor? I mean, yeah, but then I guess we didn't just communicate that much. But you did carry me around a lot, and I still appreciate it. Under the campfire of Londinium, deep inside the secret caverns of the Sarkas, below the tail of the giant wing flying into the sky in Termors, in Melarium's Sophiatrum, Alcide was there for all of those, which means I was too. It's not like I only started to follow her orders to understand you in Wits Island when she left us. Hey, Olsey. Okay, I will sip. Where did I put the bottle? Yeah, I didn't put the bottle. How are you doing? How was your work? Look, it is our daughter. Exactly. Becoming a Woods Island operator, putting up a fight against our creator, protecting Amir, protecting you. These were my decisions as well. It also reminds me of Arknights. Nah, Masti, that is a you problem. I think everything reminds you of Arknights. Getting snackies, nice. And what I've been doing all along. Silence. That also reminds me of Arknight's character. You look at a monster. Silence links the two of you. Then count me in, monster. We will bring Calcid back. Eternal life is destined to be eternally lonely, but thankfully, we do not walk alone on the journeys we take. Even if all life is sapped of color, even if all things fade away into nothingness. Silence reminds me of Lapland as well. Fair. We must walk onwards together. This is what she hoped for. Oh! What's wrong? What's with the look? The counseling session is over, Commander. No problems here. I just come up with a way to get out of this blasted place, and I need your help. According to Priestess, there should be a space created by that machine after it connected to Originum. Some kind of model based on the future. So there's a relation to Originum's properties here. My mouse, man. You can try cracking those abnormal notes. Abnormal notes? You mean the parts of damage mapped onto them? Restriction on the connection between you and the machine should be gone, right? Yeah, she can take control now. We can take over the Lateran Faith. It's that easy. Yep. I can sense its signal, so it's getting weaker by the second. I'll try re-establishing the connection. But what then? I did get 3 temp recruitment monsters today. That does sound nice. I mean, healing-wise, she's not like the biggest output, but she is still such a good healer. You took her, right? I try establishing the connection, but what then? Keep recursing with factoring of the abnormal notes. Shouldn't be too difficult for me when Pieces isn't meddling with things. Routing to city communication post backdoor access port. Special privileges EMA 10. Also the team that auto-leads snipers and medics. Oh, that is nice. Primary access credentials. El Cabo 001 Oracle. Decoding complete. Authentication passed. First white ending 3. Let's fucking go. Gamer got right there. Connected to PCS system. Syncing computational radiation link. Warning. Core frequency too low. Diagnostic complete. We factoring abnormal nodes. What was that? What part? My street. Okay. I'm clicking on lock. What is the thing that gets you warring? But yeah, I think that at least El Cabo was also the license plate on the one confessor. El Cabo backwards. It does say Oracle, yes. You are the smartest. Kyle seeps out from the ruins of this colorless ghost town. Yippee, we have our white city again. I mean, it does look nice. Massive, big, ginormous even. Huge. It starts from the street to the right of the Tower of Revelations, and then to the Notorial Hall and Firearms Workshop in Parkus McCallion, to the Sunset Chapel in Parkus St. Marshall, and then all the way to the Chapel Square. Noise returns to the Holy City. It is the sound of Lateran's offering a prayer to life. The color's back? Let's go, monster. I'm going to say hi to Exu. We will meet up on the ship at some point. We need... no need to hold her up before you and your family and friends. Beastus will make her next move soon. AKA chapter 16 or something. Configuration suspended. Set of directives assigned by personnel with relevant privileges have been completed. Beginning system shutdown timer. So do we actually see how the new law works? I've checked your low-level code. Aside from the adjustments I made during maintenance, I performed a lot of self-upgrades and iterations within a short period of time. Was this still not enough for your self-repair functions to fix the logic vulnerability? Negative. Vulnerability has been patched. Paradox has been corrected. I need to learn all the new emotes now. Okay, it's fair. You just need to speak in Arknights. I'd create interest in the results of your self-iteration. It seems you mistakenly identified yourself as a vulnerability with Paradox. Was it a side effect after overclocking? Or did your lack of maintenance and long-term data transfer with the Sanctus pollute your database? If I had more data, I might be able to find the answer. It's a shame the resources I can allocate will not be enough to give you a complete restart. Otherwise, a command system self-negation due to its target's wishes would reignite any resource's interest in the PCS system. If only we were still in the era when geniuses used reason and opinion to clash over their views. It's fine, you get it. I mean, we probably gotta see at some point during the story arc a debate between basically Oracle and Priestess, right? The wing-shaped machine does not respond. Priestess feels a hint of regret. It seems I will have to choose other methods to advance the project. Many mechanical cubes come together to form an angular computational matrix. The core of the machine, they sit there in stony silence. But all of a sudden, one of the cubes begins to vibrate, a metallic gleam roaming its surface once more. The forbidden vibrator, putting God into your butt. Soon, a faint flickering halo begins to form. From the ruins of the PCS system, a new angel is born. Had we started? That can't be. Didn't respond to me at all. Nor does this follow the PCS system's operational logic. The angel ignores Priestess, quickly ascending into the gaping hole above it, disappearing without a trace soon after. A prototype angel? But the system was only built to mimic the properties of angels. There was never any angel prototype sample provided when it was constructed. A newborn angel? How could this be a true miracle? What is that in your hand, Lemuel? A spray can. Okay, I've read this like, okay, thank you for not making me read all this again. We are in Columbia? We are in Columbia. I've given the report on the latest data from the barrier hole to Director Saria. There was something I noticed that got me really curious. Is that tie into the Unrealized Reality side story then? Look, doesn't it look like some kind of strange flying object to you? Yeah, look at this UFO. Competence control section is analyzing it right now. You should be hearing from them soon. Well, I guess they're making it out into space. Flying object that can maintain altitude close to the barrier hole would be a major discovery. The angel hovers in front of the hole in the barrier, attempts to re-establish a connection with the individuals scattered amongst the stars, but to no avail. As it manages to capture, or all it manages to capture, the ripples left behind by energy entities as they die in the depths of space. And so it continues to orbit across the land, like a shooting star destined to never fall. It's fine, you can go to Talos and start a new religion. Oh yeah, You are also here? I love my Miko astronaut. The scent of life. This land is still young. Is it new life flourishing in the wake of ruination? Or have not come for this place yet? Wasn't I swallowed up by that light? Originum has recorded the information. Originum? Before the light comes, the conclusion is still uncertain. Originum will become our hope. Where is this place? Reminds me of that one lady from Enfield. There's a lot of ladies in Enfield. Terra. You're not alone, my friend. Let's just... oh, we can get more. Did you see the latest news, Miss Koshalina? Lots of mines have shut down. Or we're building ours up, Ursus. And they've put troops in high alert all across the city. My parents are called in for an inspection. I can't find them. Oh, hi. Did I see her before? Stay in the classroom for now. I will help ask around for you. I'm also interested in knowing what is going on. She calms the child down and takes the newspaper from their hand. For a few short days, countless rumors have spread across the city, but the most alarming one is our original vein has disappeared. We can't get any energy out of Mother Earth. How are we supposed to make it to the winter? Man, a lot of people gonna die, huh? Verwitchen, I shall unravel this mystery. Only the platte burning within our breasts can see Ursa's tooth, the winter chill. Like, and we're seeing more of the religion. I feel like, in a sense, most of it was really not focused on like the main plot line that happened in the side story. No, what was, I mean, it was still the consequences even of what happened in the chapter before. But I guess now in the epilogue we go look at all of those things happening otherwise. Once we've tidied things up here, I'll do as everyone's new abode here there. Look at her getting her own religion. Thank you all for your help. Good thing you got supplies from our friends at the monastery. Otherwise, finding a place to stay wouldn't have gone so smoothly. We were worried you had abandoned us after heading back there. Oh, I'm sorry. The road back was rather rough going. I heard lots of news I could barely even believe along the way. It's mighty hard to imagine, yeah. Original veins, Latavano. The sanctus at the monastery sure had a lot to say about your return. Wouldn't stop telling us all about it. Huh? And a calamity was going on. He wanted to go back to Latavano, but a catastrophe stopped them. Their halos were shattered, and all they could do was stay here and pray for themselves, and for their brothers and sisters who had already left. Then you showed up right in front of them, the girl who disappeared without a trace 3 years ago. You brought them hope, Hirda. Oh my, did I? I really don't want to let everyone down. Maybe now that we have a fixed shelter, we can help even more people. But you still need to take some necessary security precautions. With us pulling out all the stops for our work, we're bound to attract people up to no good. You will be in danger. Yeah, now we need a military. Honestly speaking, we might be able to find a better way to do this. Hirda shakes her head. I need to see her. She must be somewhere here on this land. Hirda looks out into the distance. Despite knowing the vast wilderness will show her nothing in return, sees something streaking across the sky. A shooting star? Enemy! Originum should not be a source of despair. It is our salvation instead. All praise the rock. I would like to pray for all infected who suffer. The praying actually do anything. But about this study they did in Latavano. Maybe not. But when we pray, we will think of each other. Our bonds bind us together. We are not alone. I guess that does fit thematically very well into the main story. Okay, this is now gonna be Aegir shit. I do not have any context. This is gonna be fun. I really need to do that storyline soon. The Iberian coast, a cliff by the sea. A seaborne clings tight to the sharp rocks. The sound of distant naval barrages is carried over by the sea breeze, but the seaborne does not care, focusing its efforts on climbing. My man, you did evolve, huh? That's not how I remember you guys. Excitedly flaps Mamphanius' wings and Foil squeezes enthusiastically. This thing has such a way with words. The seaborne finally arrives at the peak of the cliff. What greets it is the boundless expanse of dry land and the flash of light up amidst the heavens. A shooting star? The seaborne shifts its body in confusion in response to momentary distraction as appendages press against something. A shining black rock rolls off the cliff, topping straight down into the ocean. The seaborne tries to see what it was, but has already been engulfed by the billowing waves. Big, very big. I did not want to click that. Fuck me. But yeah, I will for one look to get out of this. Yippee. I'm not sure. I think I might stream tomorrow in the afternoon a little bit and start chapter 16. But yeah, chapter 16 is gotta be the next thing I want to do. And boop, boop. So this will be nice. I guess we're going to Ursus. I have a slight feeling we're going to Ursus. So yeah, that will be nice. But yeah, I really like the side story. Like I said, for somebody that is not religious, I feel like it kind of showed off the good sides religion can have, and you know, it emphasized religion itself, and blind faith is not the salvation. It's not supposed to fix character flaws or anything like that. But hey, having bonds with the people and friends around you is kinda neat, huh? Why? It's just a wild guess, Musty. You know, instinct. That was breaking the ice for me. Well, one day I will break the ice too. One day. Yep. But yeah, I'm fair after this month. I will probably start to do some of the old side stories in my own time too. I still need to figure out what my protocol will be. But I will probably figure it out. I really want to do at least the Seaborn storyline. And I do also just want to do Unrealized Realities, just to have it done and finished. So basically the lineup storyline, and then I will see. But yeah, we gonna wait Ali because he's playing a big role. I mean, I'm a bit conflicted how to feel. In a sense, it does seem maybe like a nice game to stream one day, but also it is. I'm not sure if I'm the kind of person that will like this long term. But you can probably go up to shenanigans. Anyways, let's wait the man. He's cool. We also will play some Slay the Spire on Friday evening. That's gonna be nice. And I will also probably annoy Olsi to play some Rapid and Sea with me sometime this week. So yeah, that's it. Also check out Musty. He's the cool Arknight streamer or something. Anyways, have a nice evening and see you guys around. Thanks for watching. Bye.